Hey, if you like the type of content I make, hit subscribe. That way, the next story will just pop up right on your wall, waiting for you.
A massive thank you to Teresa Miller for joining the channel as a member. Welcome to the exclusive side. Members get early access and members-only stories. Fire. Want in? Hit join and unlock the stories no one else sees.
Episode 1. Selene. The usual chaos in baggage claim has dimmed into a low buzz, drowned out by the storm of thoughts tearing through my head. Ryder has a daughter? The girl in front of me mirrors him completely. Those piercing blue eyes give it away. And the more I examine her soft, youthful face, the clearer it becomes. She's unmistakably his. I blink again, still stunned. That swirl in your R is a little much. She points to the whiteboard, wiping it slightly with her pinky. Someone could read it as an S and pick up the wrong person. Then I'd be left here all by myself. Good tip, I reply. You said your name is Adele, right? She nods and snaps the marker closed. Adele Ivy Rochester. And you? Selene Hart. Your mom gave you 2 first names. She grins. Should I call you Miss Selene Hart or just Miss Hart? Either works. All right. She pulls out her phone and takes a few steps back. A few taps later, it's at her ear. Daddy, I'm in New York with Miss Hart, she says. Can you talk now? Always, comes the response, and I realize she's put him on speaker. I have so much to tell you. Today was awful. Go ahead, I'm listening. It was just one terrible thing after another. I lean against the cart as she launches into a breathless rant. Her words tumble out so quickly that I can only catch snippets. First chair again, someone mocked me. The train in the rain. I squint at the embroidery on her blazer. Gold letters. Thornfield Boarding School, London. Tiny letters run beneath, but before I can read them, she spins away, hopping onto the carousel's ledge. She paces along the edge, still venting to Ryder. I plug the school's name into my phone. The site loads with an image of an enormous iron gate, arching text above it. Home of the most brilliant minds and artistic talents. Just as I click deeper, Tessa's name flashes across my screen. Torn between answering or waiting for the jet, I make my way to Adele. I shouldn't have to do it at all, she complains. What do you think? I need the full story, Isla, Ryder replies, tone firm. You know better than that. Well, it's... She glances at me and freezes. It hits her that the call's been on speaker the whole time. She gasps, switches it off, and bolts away. Okay then. Tessa? I answer. Why didn't I check how far Seattle is from Colorado before renting this car? Because you're you, I smirk. Planning's never been your superpower. It's a 20-hour drive. I've got 18 left. Her voice is flat. I'll nap soon, then get back on the road. Or you could just... He makes people disappear, Selene. Her tone sharpens. Anyone who gets close to him ends up missing, hurt, or dead. Every single one. Silence. And that's not the worst thing I found in his file, she continues. Her voice drops. He's dangerous, Selene. What about Adrian? Adrian could be a true crime episode in the making. Her breath quickens. Remember what my dad says about phones being tapped. Meeting face-to-face is safer. Worth the drive. I stay quiet. I glance at Adele, now laughing like nothing's wrong, like she has no idea who her father really is. Same here, Adele. Selene? You still there? Yeah. Please, stay away from him until I get there. Don't say a word to him. Promise me. Tessa, I already... My chest tightens. Instinct kicks in. Don't say you're working for him. The same gut feeling I had back when I started keeping secrets. You've got your layers too, Selene, Ryder once said. You just know how to hide them. I shake his words off and exhale. You're already what? Tessa asks. Already on the same page as you. Good. I don't want you vanishing on me. If you're not home when I arrive, do you still hide a key under the mat? No. Just call. Will do. Talk soon. Bye. I end the call and stare blankly at my screen. Part of me regrets asking her to dig into Ryder, but a louder voice inside me demands the truth. My dad wants a word with you. Adele hands me her phone before I can move. He says it's important. I clear my throat. Yes? Slight change of plans. Ryder's voice purrs through the line, effortlessly flipping a switch inside me. One more pickup before the jet. Another secret child I should be looking for? Just one daughter, Celine. There's a teasing smile in his voice. And for the record, you never asked if I had kids. You didn't ask me either. I already knew you didn't. Of course. I roll my eyes. What's the pickup? 2 things. First, some custom pegs left at Lost and Found. An agent should have them under my name. And the second? Something for the throat? I'm not swallowing anything for you. Not until you're in my bed, you mean? He fires back. Isla wants a berry smoothie from Orange Julius. She'll ask for a large, get her a small, and grab one for yourself. You sound tense. That's it? That's it. A pause. Adele squeezes my hand. She'll guide you to the plane. After that, you're done for today. Wait, Ryder. Yes? We need to talk. Alone. When I get back. I'm sure we do. His voice softens. See you in 5 hours.
Episode 2. Ryder. Your daughter is the most insubordinate student this institution has ever seen, Mr. Rochester. Miss Temple, headmistress of Isla's school, barrels into the cafe where we always meet. Instead of calling like a sane person, she insists on flying directly from London every time Isla returns home. It's ridiculous. She usually lands just ahead of my jet, ready to unload another list of Isla's supposed crimes. Every encounter is a layover lecture I'm forced to sit through. And they have the audacity to charge me tuition for this? She has zero respect for my position. She slides into the seat across from me. If you hadn't already prepaid for the next few years? Along with 2 libraries and a shiny new auditorium, I cut in. Yes, there's that. She rolls her eyes. Were it not for those contributions, I'd recommend she transfer elsewhere. Since you can't suggest that, what exactly are you trying to say? Would either of you like something to drink? A server appears, notebook shaking slightly. Tea? Coffee? Hot tea, glass mug, milk, 2 shots of vanilla, Miss Temple says crisply. Mr. Rochester prefers his coffee black. No surprise there. Impressive memory, I say, glancing at the waitress. Small black coffee, paper cup. To go. Yes, sir, she hurries off. As I was saying, Miss Temple continues, clearing her throat. Isla obeys rules when it suits her, and that's rare. Thoughts? Like father, like daughter. She's 7. 8 next month. Don't hold your breath for a party invite. I'd rather see her develop some discipline. She leans in, gaze sharp. Despite everything, she's one of the most naturally gifted violinists I've ever seen. If she focuses, she could go down in history. I remain silent. But if she keeps defying conductors, ditching lessons because she already knows the material, and jetting off whenever she feels like it, she'll waste her talent. Anything else I should know? The usual. Her tone softens. She snuck out just after curfew. Campus security didn't notice until she was already boarding a plane. What did her note say this time? Read it yourself. She pulls a folded paper from her bag and slides it across the table. Right then, the server returns. Dear whoever finds this, I hate this school and everything about it. Especially Miss Temple. I'm not learning anything, and I can outplay everyone here blindfolded. INMYSLEEP, rot in your graves. I'm going home to Dad. Thanks for nothing. Isla. P.S. He hates you all too. Said so himself. Jesus, Isla. Not as savage as her last few notes, but the point still stings. This constant fleeing is starting to become a real liability. Very few people know she exists. I've kept it that way. She can't stay with me in Seattle full time. Not yet, anyway. Well, Mr. Rochester, Miss Temple sips her tea. Care to weigh in? Her tuition should buy a more refined vocabulary. Okay, look, no offense, but is it possible to speak with her mother instead? Unavailable. Could I get a number for her, maybe? No, I'll handle it. Handle it how? That's my concern. I sip my coffee. There won't be another issue when she's back in London. Actually, I'm staying here for 2 weeks. I want to supervise her Carnegie prep. Come again? Flying back's pointless if she'll just run again. Her concern seems genuine. Is she waiting outside in your car? May I speak with her? I sip slowly, trying to think of a polite way to say she's reached her question quota. I check the address listed for her. It's invalid. She taps her phone. I'd appreciate the correct one. Also, a good time for daily visits. I'll get back to you. I stand. I don't let strangers into my home. I'm her teacher. Still doesn't mean I know you. Oh, for fuck's sake. She scoffs. You act like you're hiding something. You're a legacy university dean, Mr. Rochester. Get over yourself. I'll book your flight home and arrange daily Zoom sessions. I grab my coat. You'll be reimbursed for any hotel plans. You're not staying past tomorrow. Because you own Seattle? This conversation's over, Miss Temple. I toss a couple of 20s on the table and walk toward the exit. Expect a message soon. Don't bother. You're a shit parent. I pause. What was that? You heard me. She walks up to me. No wonder Isla's a mess. Her spoiled, rich dad lets her fly first class to cry it out instead of teaching her to deal with reality. I take that back, I say, checking the time. Tomorrow's too generous. You need to leave Seattle today. At least let me supervise one rehearsal. Not happening. I take a step closer. If I were you, I'd finish that tea and head to the airport. Immediately. Or what? Try me and find out. My voice freezes her in place. She stumbles back. Safe travels. I turn and head for the lot. Sliding into my car, I hit the highway and dial Chester. Yes, sir? He picks up instantly. Send someone to Wimstery Cafe on 7th. Make sure Miss Temple gets on the next flight to London. First class. I'll handle it. Anything else? Find out if Selene has a passport. If not, get her one. She'll need it for the Canada job. Silence. Is your silence confirmation, Chester? Yes, he replies, tight-lipped. I'll make sure your girlfriend has a passport. Let's not label things yet, I smirk. Bit premature. She's still adjusting to my world. Permission to hang up now, sir? Granted.
Episode 3. Selene. Thick clouds smother the window beside me, offering nothing but a dull, motionless gray. This jet is enormous, triple the size of Ryder's usual aircraft. It could easily carry over 100 passengers, not just the two of us and a skeleton flight crew. Rather than exploring the layout, I've spent the time listening to Isla sing while skipping up and down the aisle. She's gearing up for another round, and I take that as my cue to head to the front. I need a drink. The lone flight attendant is fixated on a perfume ad in her magazine, murmuring under her breath. Her eyes are red and swollen. The bright smile she greeted me with has vanished completely. Why does she look familiar? Miss Hart, she says softly, lifting her gaze. How can I help you? I study her face more closely. She can't be much older than me. Can I ask you something? Oh, absolutely! Another coffee, right? Her smile snaps back into place, and she heads toward the galley. With whipped cream, caramel, and hazelnut? Yes, but that's not what I meant to ask. Don't worry, I didn't forget the caramel drizzle at the bottom. She winks. I've been keeping the bottle warm, just in case. No, really, please. Just hear me out. Want to try a splash of toffee this time? It pairs nicely with hazelnut. I'm not here about coffee. My words come out a bit too sharp. She flinches. Sorry, I say quickly. Didn't mean to snap. I want to ask you something about Mr. Rochester. She doesn't respond. Did he upset you? I grab a tissue from the counter and offer it to her. She doesn't take it. She just stares at it like it might explode. I'm new to his team, I add, trying to find some common ground. How long have you been working for him? I'm not sure I understand. Weeks? Months? Years? I lower my voice. How long have you been a flight attendant on his jets? Still silence. Just curious, I say, taking a step closer, trying to understand how he runs things. Did you say business blend? She perks up and reaches into a cabinet. That's my favorite, too. I'll brew that instead of the house mix. I take a long breath. What was her name again? H-C-L-A-R-A-H? Sophie? H. Clara, I say gently. I know you're pretending not to understand me. I'm not asking for secrets. Just tell me how long you've worked for him. Your coffee's almost ready, she replies, pulling out a mug. Sorry I didn't keep your cup full earlier. I'll make sure you never run low again. H-C-L-A-R-A-H, please. No need to beg, Miss Hart. Lunch will be served in exactly 1 hour, and I promise it'll be to your liking. Message received. Thanks, H.C. Lara. Of course. I'll bring your drink as soon as it's ready. I turn and nearly bump into Isla. Want to see my room, Miss Hart? She beams. I'm sure Miss Hart would love the tour, Miss Rochester. H. Clara replies with sudden enthusiasm. Show her around. Come on. Isla grabs my hand and pulls me down the aisle. We pass the bathroom and 2 locked doors. She removes her bracelet and presses a charm into one of the locks. The door swings open to reveal a room drenched in shades of purple and pink. Giant stuffed animals, velvet-covered violins, and shelves filled with hardcover books fill the space. A glowing digital frame sits on the dresser, playing a soft pop melody while shuffling through photos. Drawn to it, I walk over. Isla giggles in one photo as Ryder pushes her on a swing. He's in gray sweatpants and a white t-shirt, and the sight of him dressed that casually stirs something in me. I blink it away. The next picture shows him helping her climb a tree in a lush garden. Then a series of clips play. He's guiding her through musical pieces on stage. He plays the double bass while she switches between violin, cello, and piano. She plays all 3. One more time, sweetheart, he says in the video as she lowers her bow. I hate practicing. I know, he laughs gently, but even the greats have to. Can we swim afterward? Depends on how well you play this time. Again, Isla. Again. Fine. She resets her stance with a groan. The screen freezes, then loops back to the start. I set the frame down and glance at the walls. Cursive quotes stretch across them. Without music, life would be a mistake. Violin strings sing beautiful things. I am the best violinist in the world. I picked all those, Isla says proudly from her oversized chair. Painted them too. They're gorgeous. Thanks. My dad bought the letters while he was in Italy. I wanted to go, but he said it was just for his students. I freeze. Students? Yeah, he teaches at Montlake University. Didn't you know that? I say nothing. Here you go, Miss Hart. H-C-L-A-R-A-H enters, handing me a cup of coffee I never asked for. Then she crosses the room and pulls back Isla's blankets. You can have lunch after your nap. 1 hour minimum. You know the rule. Isla sighs but obeys. She slips off her shoes and climbs into bed. HCLARAH leaves, and I scan the room one last time. Thanks for the tour, I whisper. See you when you wake up. H. Clara dropped something, Isla says, pointing to the floor. She's super tidy. I should give it back. No, I've got it. I scoop it up. You rest. She flicks off the lights and turns over without another word. Outside, I start to fold the napkin until tiny handwriting catches my eye. My father owes him a debt, and I have to work until it's paid. I suggest you throw this away and never ask me anything again. Also, don't get into the town car when we land. Just walk away, if you can. What the hell? Miss Hart, HCLARAH, is suddenly beside me, wearing a bright, hollow smile. She's holding a plate. Lunch is served. I don't say a word. Filet mignon, steamed broccoli, and a garden salad. Sound good? She asks sweetly. I glance down. Around the edge of the plate, written in balsamic glaze, are 5 chilling words. Do not trust Mr. R ever. Episode 4. Celine. A couple hours later, there's a tiny ant stuck in my mint sorbet. He's flailing in the melted puddle, legs twitching like he's silently begging for help. I've been trying to nudge him toward freedom with my spoon, offering him a lifeline, but he refuses to take it. When his head slips beneath the surface, I scoop him out. No use letting him suffer because he couldn't recognize the escape when it was right in front of him. No sense in prolonging the inevitable. He'll understand one day. Brace for impact, ladies. The pilot's voice crackles over the intercom. I grip the armrests. We cut through Seattle's familiar rain, and the plane touches down smoothly. My phone lights up in my lap with messages from Tessa and Ryder. I open Tessa's first. Tessa, UMMM. Why is your phone still going straight to voicemail? Call me! NVM, chatting with Erica from high school for the next 100 miles. I'll catch you later. Ryder, I need to taste you again. Let me finish what I started after this job is done. You're too tense. Too late for that. I glance out the window as the plane rolls toward a hangar. Blinding lights and red markings guide us. But something feels off. I squint at the glowing red lines and my stomach knots. Those aren't markings. They're laser beams. And they're aimed right at us. I yank the window shade shut and close my eyes. I can't keep living with this level of pressure. Miss Hart? Adele tugs at my wrist. Miss Hart? Yes? We need to move to the front. The door's about to open. I just need a minute to... I'm sorry, but we don't have one. Her tone is firm, just like her dad's. My father doesn't like delays. I open my eyes and get up. We make our way to the front, and I glance toward H.C. Lara as we approach. HCLARAH? I ask. She keeps her eyes fixed on the galley. HCLARAH? Oh, right. How forgetful of me. She picks up a thermos and hands it over. I meant to give this to you before your little escape. She turns away without another word, but her message is loud and clear. A ground crew member swings the door open. Adele hands me the thermos, then offers an umbrella. Lift on 3, walk on 5. Got it? Got it. Below us, a row of sleek black cars wait. Only one has its back door open, parked directly at the base of the stairs. 1, I count. 2 -- 3! Adele shouts and pulls me down the steps. When we reach the ground, the driver steps aside so she can hop in. Welcome back to Seattle, little Miss Rochester, he says. Thank you, Benny. I tighten my grip on the umbrella, scanning the area. The lasers are now pointed elsewhere, and for a second, I consider making a break for the brick building nearby. I could lie, say Ryder gave me other instructions. No one would question it. Heading back to the estate with us, Miss Hart? The driver asks. No, I reply. Something came up. Please send my regards to Mr. Rochester. Of course, miss. Thank you. My pleasure, he mutters, and then leans in closer. Now get in the fucking car or I'll toss you in the trunk. What? I gasp. I'm pretty sure your boss wouldn't be thrilled about that. He smirks. Who do you think gave the order? Right. No need to ask. I climb in and buckle up. The ride to Ryder's estate is quiet. 2 cars trail us, but they peel off at the gate. When we pull into the circular drive, Ryder is already outside, standing on the front steps, shirt unbuttoned and chest bare. He watches as we round the fountain, and before we've even stopped, Adele flings the door open. I'm home! She yells, running toward him. He scoops her into a hug, pressing a kiss to her forehead. They stay there, wrapped in each other's arms, completely unaware of anyone else. From here, it's obvious. His world has limited access. You can step out now, Miss Hart. The driver opens my door and lifts the umbrella. Welcome home. I walk toward them as Adele pulls back. Are you mad at me? She asks. No, sweetheart. Disappointed? Not even close. Am I getting a lecture later? Absolutely. Figures. She sighs. Can we make spaghetti first? He nods. Get the ingredients out, set the table, then call me. And brownies? I'll think about it. She bolts through the front door, and Ryder turns to me. Coming in? Do I have a choice? There's always a choice. Then no. Why not? I need a nap. And according to my boss, the job's officially done. It is. He steps closer, eyes locking on mine. But I thought you wanted to talk. Rain check. I'd rather cash it in now. He takes my umbrella, wraps his arm around me, and presses his hand to the small of my back. Without giving me a chance to object, he guides me through the door, and I nearly stop breathing. His home looks like a spread from Architectural Digest. Gray stone walls, vaulted ceilings, crystal chandeliers. A roaring fireplace beneath massive windows casts warm light over a blue and gray designer setup. Violins and cellos stand guard at the base of his twin marble staircase. Ryder pauses and pins me against the wall. I'm listening. It's about this job. My voice falters as his grip tightens on my waist. I think I need some real time off. Do you? He presses his forehead to mine. Doesn't sound like that's the real issue. It's not. Then say it. His eyes search mine, stripping me bare. Celine? He brushes a finger over my lips. Talk to me. Where's Adele's mother? Wouldn't know. She's not in her life? Hasn't been since Isla was 6 days old. And no, there were no feelings, no relationship, nothing to revive. Next question? I need clarity on one more thing. Name it. Considering your line of work. I am the work. Right. Still, I'd like some insight, just a little. Ask something else. His expression darkens instantly. That's a wall I won't get past. How do you know Adrian? He raises a brow. Thought we were done talking about your ex. We are. But on a scale of 1 to 10, how bad is the truth? 1,000,000. My heart drops. Some truths should stay buried, he says. Let it go. I nod and he leans in, brushing his lips across mine. Want a tour of my bedroom? He whispers. You mean the house? No, I said what I meant. Crash, clatter, shh. Loud noise echoes from the kitchen. I'm okay, Adele shouts. Still getting ready. I really need that nap, I mutter. We'll do the tour another time. Looking forward to it. He runs his hand through my hair. Part of me wants him to ignore my words and pull me into him. Hard. But he doesn't. Thanks for getting the job done, he says. I'll need you again soon. I'll call tomorrow. I might be busy. I made plans. With who? An old friend. My best friend, actually. She won't keep you from answering my call. If only he knew. He leads me through 2 long hallways and out to a courtyard lined with high-end cars. My used Audi sits awkwardly at the edge, completely out of place. I decide not to ask how it got here. Here. He drops the keys into my hand. Drive safe, Celine. It's only Celine when we're dating. It's Miss Hart on the clock, I say. I should have set that boundary sooner. His lips twitch into a smirk. Got it. And I'll respect yours, Mr. Rochester. You'll call me Ryder. That's my line, and you'll stop pretending you don't have one last question. I can see it in your eyes. Fine. Why did you trust me to pick up your daughter when you barely know me? Because I do know you. How? I read people well. He pauses. And honestly, you've got no one to tell. That's disturbingly honest. The truth often is. He opens the glove box and pulls out a folder. You'll need this soon. What is it? For your friend, Tessa. Who? Your best friend. I never said her name. You didn't have to. He grins. She called the health department pretending to be my mother. Wanted my birth certificate and other documents she had no business requesting. I'm sure she'll tell you all about it. My stomach twists. I don't have any living relatives besides Isla, he says. The clerk knew it was fraud. Wanted to report her. I told her not to. Thank you. You already know more about me than most. He leans in, brushes his lips against mine, and bites down gently on my lower lip before letting go. Let me know if her little investigation turns up anything. I'm curious.
Episode 5. Ryder. Isla's quiet snores fill the room as I pull a blanket over her. To my surprise, she didn't barrage me with the usual, "When are you sending me back to London?" interrogation during dinner. Instead, she gave me a full rundown on her classmates and asked if they could come visit next time she's home. She knows the answer's a hard no, but I've never been great at telling her that. I usually settle on, "We'll see." I switch off the lamp beside her bed just as a soft knock taps against the door. Turning, I see Chester standing in the hall. He gestures for me to step out. "We'll talk about London tomorrow," I whisper to Isla, kissing her forehead before closing the door. She seems to be adjusting pretty well, Chester says as we walk down the hallway. I won't say "I told you so" about daughters needing their dads, but I could. If you're lonely, I'll find someone else for you to bother at this hour. I'll take you up on that. He falls into step beside me. About the next job, you'll need to delay it a week. Something go wrong. Yes. He stops. You did. I raise an eyebrow. Celine Hart can't go to Canada. We're really doing this again? I exhale. Because you personally don't want her involved? I didn't want her involved in anything to begin with. That decision isn't yours to make. She's going. She can't go. He steps closer, his tone sharp. My chest tightens. What the hell are you saying? With respect, when I issue a warning, the second she scans her passport at customs, he cuts me off. Best case scenario, she gets denied entry and sent home. Worst case, we're flying private, remember? So she'll be detained, slapped with an international criminal charge, and locked in immigration custody until her court date. And just to be clear, we won't be sticking around to bail her out. That decision, that's mine. I stare at him, stunned. She's supposed to stay under the radar, right? Chester lowers his voice. So she's going in as Sarah Stone, but we'll need clearance from our people at customs. We can't chance it with the current rotation. And we're 3 days from wheels up? Exactly. He folds his arms. So I need you to listen. How confident are you? Beyond a doubt, I've already got someone making her alter Adrian passport. I blink slowly. I'm vaguely familiar with Canada's entry bans, different levels for different infractions, some temporary, some permanent. Paperwork can sometimes override them, but in our line of work, Filing official anything is out of the question, even for someone I care about. What did she do to earn a ban? I ask. I'll let you know when we find out, he replies. Our contacts are digging. She doesn't strike me as the reckless type, I murmur. So, when does her 5-year restriction end? Chester looks at me like I'm clueless. 5 years? Try permanent. She's blacklisted for life. I pull out my phone and fire off a text. Me. You awake? Celine. Just getting into bed. That ellipsis says too much, like she's hiding something or stalling. I don't reply. No point. While she's digging into me, I need to figure out how I missed something this major in her background. Then again, one of my old associates got banned for pocketing a tourist's lighter. It doesn't take much, and I could easily reach her place before she drifts off. I check the clock, then check it again. Screw it. I scroll to one of the men assigned to watch her temporary address. Yes, sir, he answers immediately. When did the lights go off at Miss Hart's house? It's been a while, sir. I need specifics. Since she got back, when exactly did she shut them off? She hasn't come back, sir. I'm still waiting on her. You're sure she's not inside? Positive, sir. I hang up. If you're worried about the oversight, I've got it covered, Chester offers. No. I make my way toward the garage. I'll handle it.
Episode 6. Celine. My hands grip the warm steering wheel as I push north on 93. Tessa's a few cities away now, and at her request, I made a target run. Blankets, snacks, strong coffee, the whole late-night survival kit. True to form, she wants us to meet at a public bar. She'll trail me home afterward, keeping her distance. Just trust me on this, she warned. You really don't know who you're dealing with. Each mile dares me to turn around, to leave whatever truth Ryder's hiding untouched. But I'm too far in. Way too far. Her warnings repeat in my head, but Ryder's voice drowns them out. You have no one to tell. Then the radio breaks through the silence. Updates on the recent Sweet Lane assault in Seattle's high-profile suburb. A calm voice reports. Today, residents are speaking out after local financier Adrian Cole was attacked during a home invasion. Police have no solid leads. Neighbors are turning over footage from doorbell cams, but the investigation remains open. These things just don't happen here. Marissa's voice cuts through the static, clear and rattled. We're shocked. And determined to make sure it never happens again. Others share the concern, the reporter adds, but the support for Mr. Cole remains unanimous. He's a pillar in this neighborhood. Helped me manage my life after my accident. He's always been... I twist the knob and change the station. When I pull into the bar's lot, I wedge myself between a semi and a flashy 2-seater. Tessa, still a bit out. Can you grab us a booth and some water? And yes, you better have that coffee. Me done, obviously. Cigarette smoke and guitar riffs hit me as I walk through the doors. The red vinyl booths are packed, so I slide into a stool at the bar and signal the bartender. Well, hello, gorgeous. He grins. What can I get you? 2 gin and tonics, light ice. He mixes fast. I down both before he finishes ringing me up. Another round, please. I place my card on the counter. Sure thing. Give me a sec. Turning toward the door, I catch a couple in matching gray formal wear. He cups her face, whispering something against her lips. Then he kisses her slow, his hands anchoring her hips. I blink, and then imagine Ryder and me in their place. Him, pushing me against the wall. Dress hiked up, F-ucking me like we're alone in the world. Made you a 5th one on the house. The bartender taps my shoulder. If you're into Moscow mules, I make a killer one. Maybe later. I sip the new glass. Rough day? Something like that. My nerves are too frayed for small talk. I'm okay. Good. but I'll need your keys for at least 2 hours. He nods toward a banner. Drink safe, drive late. I pull them from my bag. He leans closer. Want me to drive you home later? Just say the word. I'll take 2 hot coffees and a water for my friend whenever you get a second. Damn. All right. He laughs, moving on to another customer. Later, buzzed and dizzy, I stumble to the bathroom. The walls blur. My chest burns. Clutching the sink, I stare at my flushed reflection. My eyes scream fatigue and panic. Get it together. I splash water on my face. Again. Someone knocks. I ignore it. Not until the room steadies do I finally step out. No one's waiting. The music has stopped. The bar is empty. Except for one man. Salt and pepper hair. Tailored suit. Cufflinks. Standing directly in front of where I'd been sitting. Evening, Selene. His voice is calm, but the chill in it crawls down my spine. Enjoying yourself. What the hell? Who are you? Wrong question. Where is everyone? Still wrong. He takes a slow step toward me. Let me help you ask better ones. I should leave? He holds up my keys, then pockets them. Every instinct screams. I glance toward the door. He shifts in front of it, and I catch sight of a jagged scar along his cheek. Tell me something. His stare is sharp. You think you can flirt with danger and not get burned? I don't know what you mean. You don't know shit. His tone tightens. You think this is a weekend thrill? A little crime here and there, then back to normal life? With respect, I edge toward a side exit. You've got the wrong person. No, Selene Hart. He closes the distance. I know exactly who the F-uck I'm dealing with. Run in 20 seconds. Considering who you're employed by now, you don't get to go on unscheduled drives. You don't drink around unknowns. And you damn sure don't give your keys to strangers. Then maybe I need to rethink this job. You had your chance in Miami. He flexes his fingers. If you want to drink and party, fine, but call me first. I'll arrange it. Just know your boyfriend won't like it. He's not my... Then call him. Save me the headache. Enough. Ryder's voice slices through the room. I turn and nearly forget how to breathe. Gray shirt, open collar. That calm danger in his eyes. Even now, he looks like the start of a brand new obsession. I heard you, Mr. Rochester, the suited man mutters. I was just making sure the situation wasn't compromised. Was it? No. Then we're done. Ryder's voice doesn't waver. She's been drinking. The man steps away and leans in close to Ryder, whispering something I can't catch. Ryder watches me, a smirk on his lips. Then the man leaves. Ryder locks the door. He crosses the room, slowly. You told me you were sleeping, Selene. I didn't realize I needed permission to leave the house. You don't. He touches my cheek. Electricity floods through me. But lying's unnecessary. How did you find me? He doesn't answer, just gives me that maddening half smile and moves behind the bar. Grabs a bottle. If you're wide awake, he says, pouring shots, let's play a game. I didn't bring cards. We don't need them. Q&A game. He slides a glass toward me. You'll like it. What do I win? If you win? He leans in. His scent drowns everything else out. You get something you clearly need. Like answers? Like, orgasms? My breath catches. I don't push back. And if you win? I ask. We'll see. He downs his shot. First to 3. I'll tell you 3 things. 2 truths, 1 lie. You guess the lie. Fair? I raise my glass. Ladies first. My middle name honors my mom's favorite actress. I learned to fix violins at 12, and before you, I never broke the law. Wrong setup, he says. Tell me things I don't already know. I pause. Think. Fine. I've never placed below first chair. I've never been out of the country, and I've never committed a crime before now. He laughs. Those all sound like lies. Nope, the last one's the lie. He eyes me. Unlikely. In no way you started as first chair. Beginner's mistake. Try me again. Want me to show you how it's done? Only if I'm losing. Again. He lifts my chin. I used to run a mile a day. I once blew a shot at touring with a symphony, and I hoard green and brown art supplies. You don't run. He doesn't wait for confirmation. My turn. My family once owned the best pasta warehouse on the East Coast. I'm not originally from here, and I've committed plenty of crimes long before you came around. Pasta warehouse. Nope. He hands me the final shot, glass brushing my lips. All true. Noted. I swallow. The burn settles in my chest. My turn again? He's staring at my mouth, eyes dark. No, let's just call it your win. Then he kisses me, hard. I melt. My arms wrap around his neck, his hips pin me to the bar. One hand slides up my thigh, pushing my panties aside. His thumb circles my C-lit, teasing me through the haze of bourbon. My hips roll involuntarily. My body begs for more. He's hard against me, and I'm soaking through my dress. Just as I'm about to lose control, he stops. What are you? Keep your arms up, he orders, unzipping his pants. The sound of his zipper feels deafening. He rolls on a condom, lifts my leg, and thrusts deep inside me. Ryder, I moan, breathless. He grips my ass, F-ucking me with deliberate force, each stroke hitting deeper. His rhythm leaves no room for thought, no room for anything but him. My orgasm builds fast, overwhelming, raw. I scream his name as it crashes over me, and he doesn't stop until he's finished, too. My phone buzzes against the counter. Tessa. Ryder pushes it aside. He pulls out slowly, then leans into my ear. You thought I was finished? I don't answer. Turn around. What? I pant. Why? So I can fuck you properly, and remind you this is the last time you lie to me about where the hell you are.
Episode 7. Ryder. Selena slumps against the bar, her fingers gripping the edge like it's the only thing keeping her upright. Her taste still clings to my lips. Each breath she takes reminds me of why I should have never let her get this close. But regrets are useless once the line's been crossed. I shove the thought away. Instead, Chester's expression flashes through my mind, the look in his eyes when he saw me here. Not the usual edge of fury, but something worse. Concern. He's keeping something from me. I need to hear you say it, Celine, I say, steadying her before she sinks to the floor. That you won't lie to me again. Yes. Yes? I tighten my grip on her waist. As in, you will lie again? I won't. Good. I gently ease her off me, smoothing her dress back down, then fixing my pants. Her phone's still buzzing against the counter, but she doesn't move to pick it up. I turn her to face me and brush the hair from her face. For the record, I say, this wasn't how I planned our first time. Funny, she says. I never planned on sleeping with you at all. I smirk. I love your optimism. You ever laugh about how your friend literally calls you the devil? All the time. Bzzz. Her phone won't quit. Should I request permission for my next move? She asks. So long as it doesn't involve another bar or a nightclub, we're good. You're not joking, are you? No, Celine. I'm not. The buzzing grows more insistent. You should answer that. I nod toward her phone. Could be urgent. She finally picks it up, locking eyes with me as she answers. Sorry, Tessa. What's up? A pause. You can't find the right exit? No, I'll meet you there instead, she says. Yeah, I'll hurry. Okay. Bye. I slip an arm around her waist and walk her to the door. Outside, cold wind slaps our faces as one of my guys pulls her car around. Can you promise none of your people will follow me? she asks. I don't answer. I caught the tail end of that little speech back there, I say. And while I don't love the delivery, he had a point. Don't get drunk in public. I own much better bars than this one. She doesn't argue, just waits for me to open her door and climbs in. I look out for everyone on my team, I say, switching her headlights on, whether they want it or not. And if someone wants off the team, I haven't had that happen yet. But if you did, drive safe, Celine. I look at her one last time. Call if you need anything. She studies me like she might stay, but then she shifts into gear and drives off. I watch her taillights vanish into the distance. Moments later, one of my guys follows at a discreet distance. Letting her drive solo was always temporary. That time's officially up. Sliding into my own car, I find Chester already in the passenger seat. We don't need to ride together, I say. Feel free to walk back the way you came. I loaned my car out. Someone needed it for an errand. Convenient. I start the engine and hit the highway. Miles pass. He clears his throat for the 4th time. I finally glance over. Anyone in that bar looking for her? Yes. How many? 2. They handled? Taken care of. I sigh. Let's hear whatever you've been holding in. I'm saving it. I'd rather you didn't. Her fake passport's done. But I don't think Canada's the best use of her. Come again? Interpol pinged me after you arrived. Miss Hart's off my shit list. Hell, I like her now. Might bake her a cake. Speak English, Chester. I am. The girl has talents, and we need to put them to work. I swerve onto the shoulder and slam the brakes. His head hits the dash. What the F-uck kind of talents? He pulls up a file on his phone. Purple highlighted entries cover the screen. I snatch it. A long list pops up. Celine's full Canadian criminal record. I blink, then laugh. You owe her a damn apology, I say, eyes still on the screen. I'm officially impressed.
Episode 8. Celine. Tessa is pacing near a car when I finally pull into the lot. My headlights sweep over her, revealing a new version of the friend I last saw years ago. She's in a dark gray tracksuit now, her auburn hair cropped just above the shoulders, bangs cut blunt, the once vibrant pink tips now washed into a mossy green. I park beside her and open the door just as she rushes over. Jesus, I thought you'd never get here. She pulls me into a hug that feels like home. The scent of her juniper perfume makes me smile. I flash back to the nights we stuffed stolen bottles into our coats and ran down snow-covered sidewalks. You look amazing, Celine. So damn good. Thanks, Kai. I hug her tighter. You do too. She lets go slowly, glancing around. We've already lost too much time. We need to switch cars, now. Huh? She points toward a cement building nearby. This lot's too open. The parking garage across the street is better. Follow me and we'll swap there. Swap what? Tessa, what are you talking about? I didn't want to freak you out too soon, but I rented this car for you. Packed it with everything you'll need wherever you go next. She pops the trunk, revealing rows of black duffels, plastic containers, magazines, and a small suitcase. A metallic flash catches my eye, a gun tucked inside a clear case. It's clean. Not registered to anyone, she says, picking it up and stroking the barrel. Dad's always trusted this model for emergencies. My heart skips. She checks the chamber, fully loaded. Tessa, I thought you drove all this way just to tell me something you couldn't say over the phone. I did. But you need to be ready to move the second we're done. I stare at her. No punchline, no wink, just stone-cold seriousness. I also got this. She pulls a coral pink keychain from her pocket and drops it into my hand. Blade on one side, pepper spray on the other, just in case you can't reach the gun in time. Keep it on you, always. I laugh nervously. Okay, you got me. Now cut the act. Keeping you alive isn't an act, Celine. Her voice lowers. I've missed enough of your life already. She leans in. Every single person that stumbles into Edward Rochester's world either disappears or ends up buried. You really think he's a murderer? I try to sound skeptical, but a sliver of doubt cuts through. I marked a date in one of his files, Black Thursday. She shuffles through the trunk, pulling out a wrinkled manila folder. 7 people were set to testify against him in front of a grand jury. What kind of charges? Doesn't matter. Know what happened to them? I don't answer. They vanished. Every single one of them. Day before the hearing. Poof. Gone. Before I can respond, she flips the folder open and shoves it toward me. A photo stares back. Ryder's estate, mid-blaze. Flames tearing through the roof. Thick black smoke pouring from shattered windows. The FBI and ATF were circling him for those missing witnesses. Then boom, his house just happens to burn down. She forces me through photo after photo, firemen dragging out body bags, scorched vehicles wrapped in crime scene tape, ashes blanketing his courtyard. The last image shows a blurry silhouette watching the chaos from afar. A note below it reads, Mr. Rochester's location during fire still unconfirmed. I slam the folder shut and toss it into the trunk. He told me about the fire. Bet it wasn't the truth. He said it was accidental. There's no such thing as an accident in his world. I glance at her, mind spinning. How does he know Adrian? Banking, supposedly. I've got a theory, but I need time to confirm it. She steps toward the driver's seat. So, follow me to the garage. We'll make the swap there. You'll take the new car and go somewhere safe. Call me on the burner I left inside. Tessa, I can't just disappear. She crosses her arms. What do you even have left here? You hate this city. You and Adrian are done, and you don't talk to anyone. I'm not saying it's simple. I'll get your apartment cleared and have your storage sent wherever you land. He'll never find you. He'll always find me. Right. You asked me to dig. I dug. And now I'm telling you to run. I hear you. Then let me protect you before it's too late. This doesn't need to become another Canada situation. I freeze at that word. Danger. Tessa doesn't know this, but Danger and I have danced before. And I liked it. Sweet like honey, sharp like ice. It stayed in my blood long after the thrill wore off. And Ryder? He's a different breed. A flavor of danger I haven't tasted yet. And I want to. Do you remember why you got sent home early from that Canada trip? She asks. You told people it was a paperwork issue. I nod, but it wasn't paperwork. I was deported for breaking the law. I'm not switching cars, Tessa. Even if you wanted to? She tilts her head. What does that mean? Just come with me. Back to my place. We'll go through the rest there. You didn't start working for him, did you? No. Are you sleeping with him? Silence. I knew it. She shakes her head. Then, yeah, he's watching you, tracking your every move. Tessa, please. Stop warning you about a killer who'll dump you the second you're no longer useful. He's not. A chill brushes my spine. I glance toward the back of the lot, shadows stretching long and quiet. Then, click, too sharp for rain, too deliberate for wind. What if I shouted something right now? She says, lifting the gun. Like, I'm about to kill you, Celine. Think anyone would stop me? My eyes narrow. Are you okay? She repeats it louder. Then again, louder still. Silence. Then, crunch. Someone steps out of the shadows, a man in a tailored gray suit, cool and unreadable. His gaze flicks from Tessa to me, calculating. Another man emerges behind her like he's been waiting for the signal. Is there a problem, Miss Hart? He asks. Need assistance? Tessa drops the gun. The man closest to me picks it up without flinching. He doesn't leave, doesn't blink. My pulse roars in my ears. How long have they been here? Tessa fumbles for her keys. If you survive this, her voice is bitter. Feel free to send me a letter. From prison. Tessa, wait. Advice from someone who actually cared. Don't scream for help when you don't want it. She slides into her car and peels off, leaving me standing in the cold. Episode 9. Celine. I stare at the highway, watching Tessa's taillights disappear into a blur of red and white. Minutes pass, but my brain won't stop spiraling. I know these men tailing me aren't the first since I stepped into Ryder's orbit, and now I feel like I'm watching myself from above, like some third-person narrator chronicling the unraveling of a woman who just shut out her best friend. Again. This time for a man she barely knows. What the hell am I doing? I try calling Tessa. It goes straight to voicemail. I try again. The number you've reached is not currently accepting calls. She blocked me. A hollow ache spreads through my chest. Turning, I head toward the black car where Ryder's men sit. I knock on the window. It lowers slowly. Yes, Miss Hart? The driver says. Why are you following me? Blink. How long have you been working for him? No reply. If you're going to be my shadow, the least you could do is speak. Still nothing. The guy in the passenger seat stares dead ahead. I'm going to Target. You coming? Target's closed, Miss Hart. The driver replies flatly. There's a 24-hour Walmart 2 exits away. I'd rather you not follow me at all. Tell your boss I don't want to hear from him for a while. Blink. Did you hear me? I raise my voice. Nod. Something. He rolls the window up. I smack the glass. Nothing. Frustrated, I storm back to my car and try Tessa again. Then I call Ryder. Yes, Celine. He answers, calm as ever. You just cost me my best friend. Come again? You've got men following me like I'm a fugitive. I don't move without reason. She won't talk to me anymore because I didn't... Didn't what? I hesitate. Since I clearly didn't fuck you hard enough, he says. What time should I come over and fix that? I'm being serious. I can be there in an hour. I don't want to hear from you until you tell me why you have people tailing me. Silence. Ryder, I heard you. Well? Past behavior predicts future behavior. What is that supposed to mean? That I've never sat you down for story time before, and that's not changing. Don't call me again. Thanks for the orgasms. Good luck with your empire. Celine! I hang up and peel out of the lot. No headlights follow me. Maybe he actually backed off. On the shoulder, I spot a car that looks like Tessa's. It isn't, but I feel the first real weight of regret settle in. Tears sting my eyes. Canadian situation, she'd said. She had no idea how on the mark that was. Back then, I was supposed to play solo at a private symphony event in Montreal. My dream. 15 minutes of box chaconne. I could play it blindfolded, but while my classmates prepped for college or gap years, I hadn't picked a single future. I was planning to skip it all for a life with Adrian. He was supposed to fly in, didn't. And at midnight, when the knock came on my door, it wasn't him. Customs agents, 4 cops, cuffs. I was guilty. Another violinist played my part that night. I sat in Canadian custody while a diplomat said something nice about me and a judge sealed the file. I was banned for life. When I finally reached the Airbnb, I loop the block more than once. No signs of anyone. I step inside, strip down, and walk straight into the shower. I crank it as hot as I can take it, letting it burn. When I'm done, my phone buzzes. Unknown number. I told you I didn't... I've only got 2 minutes. It's Tessa. I couldn't bring it to your door, but I left everything at the Walmart near you. I'm so sorry, I cut in. I should have listened. I should have done what you asked. I put it under the dog food brand we used to get for my Aunt Sarah. Remember it? Yes. Then go now. Her voice sharpens. And Celine? Yeah? Keep a bag packed. For when you finally come to your senses. She hangs up. I throw on clothes, stuff a duffel bag with clothes, and head for the door. 2 new cars idle at the far end of the lot. Headlights off. Engines humming. Nothing's changed. I drive off. At Walmart, I head to the pet aisle. I spot the bag, slide my duffel behind it, slip the binder out. I don't even look inside. Instead, I grab a cart and head for the wine section. If I'm going to survive this, I'll need to stay buzzed. 4 strong reds, 2 sangrias. I reach for a cheap Merlot. Phone buzzes. Unknown number. I got it, Tessa. Hello, Celine? Ryder. I freeze. How could I cost you a best friend if you expected her call? Because I pause. Actually, no. We don't do deep talks, remember? So I'll keep this to myself. He laughs, low, deliberate. That sound alone flashes every memory of him taking me at the bar. How can I make it clear I don't want to talk to you? You could come tell me in person. I'm busy. I can see that. He's smiling. I can hear it. But you deserve better wine than what's in your cart. Meet me in aisle 10. Episode 10. Celine. Ryder standing in the cereal aisle looks so absurdly out of place, I almost laugh. If my nerves weren't shot, I'd have sprinted straight out the store. Hello, Celine. His eyes lock onto mine. You planning to come closer, or are we speaking from across the aisle now? I can speak perfectly fine from right here. I'd prefer if you didn't. He casually picks up a box of Cap'n Crunch like this is just another grocery run. I don't want to talk to you right now. My tone is flat. Since the Miami job, I haven't had a single moment to myself. My life feels like it's running on nothing but fumes and adrenaline. I don't even know what day it is. Every hour bleeds into the next like some chaotic, never-ending loop. He raises an eyebrow. I meant it when I said the sex was great, but I can't keep being with a man who hides things from me, a man who tracks my every move, who won't answer basic questions. So consider this my 2 weeks' notice from working under you. He doesn't flinch. And as far as anything romantic between us goes, I pause. That's on hold. Indefinitely. I wait for a reaction, but he just stares, unreadable. Great. Glad we're on the same page, I try to push my cart past him, but he catches the handle before I can pass. If walking away from me was really that simple for you, he says, voice low, I would have let you go a long time ago. I haven't known you long. I've known you. The intensity in his voice is enough to send a chill down my spine. Still holding the cart, he steps closer and corners me against the shelves of oatmeal. With his fingers under my chin, he tilts my face to his. We haven't even scratched the surface sexually. Those few orgasms you've had? Just an appetizer. His lips brush mine as he speaks, heat woven through every word. You can take a break, he says, but only if nothing critical comes up. And yes, you will be watched. Always. That's non-negotiable if you're with me. I wasn't making a request. Then don't waste your breath. Ryder --. I protect the people I care about. That includes you. Now, his tone is sharp. It's not a punishment. It's a blatant invasion of privacy. My men aren't in your bed or tapping your phone. Not yet, I think. You can't force me to work for you. We'll agree to disagree. Why did you mention a bag? His eyes narrow. You packed a getaway bag. Planning on disappearing after this little shopping trip? Case in point, I say. Your men are always watching me. Why don't you ask them? He wraps his hand around the back of my neck, tilting my head so we're face to face. I'm asking you. How about you finally answer one of my questions first? Your ex-husband's firm owed me money. That's how we met. How much did they owe you? A ridiculous amount. Can I get a ballpark figure? After you promise to unpack your bag. Fine, I nod. I'll unpack it. Good. He pulls a stack of hundreds from his wallet and tucks them into my jacket pocket. You won't be paying for anything. And the amount? He touches his finger to my lips, silencing me. 26 million. I blink, stunned. He starts walking away, but glances over his shoulder. Oh, and Celine? Yes? Don't ever pack a bag to run from me again.
Episode 11. Ryder, hours later. Wipe Walmart surveillance footage. Trace Tessa's license plate. Deal with the truck driver who sold me out. Figure out how I missed Celine's history entirely. Normally, I stick to the order. Today, I don't. In my life, true surprises are rare. Celine owns the last 3. If anyone else on my team had asked for time off, I'd have fired them. But with her, I shield her, for now, from the darker sides of my world. I press play on the Canadian arrest footage. 2 guards walk her into an interrogation room the size of a closet, lit by a single flickering bulb. The walls are painted cinder block gray. The only furniture is a plastic chair beneath a buzzing fluorescent. Celine walks in slowly. Calm. Quiet. Blank. Sit and keep your mouth shut, one of the guards snaps in French. The detectives will be in soon. Please, she replies, perfect French, low but clear. Can't you tell me what I've done? Shut up. The other guard sets a clear evidence bag on the table. Cash. US and Canadian bills stuffed inside. Fake, he says. We know you printed it. Shut the hell up until your lawyer gets here. They leave. Alone, she pulls the bag closer, sifting through the bills like she's testing the work herself. No panic. No tears. Just fascination. Then she sits back, wipes her eyes, dry, and lifts her gaze directly into the security camera. Not a glance. Not a flicker. She stares, eyes locked, lips parting, almost like she's speaking to me. I rewind, watch it again, slower. My pulse spikes. My phone vibrates. My heart. Where are you? : Me in my office. My heart. I don't want to practice with Miss H.C. Lara this morning. Why is she here? Because you decided to fly back without notice. You still need lessons. My heart. I asked her to leave early. Is that okay? Me, number. Come in, Isla, I say before she knocks. The door creaks. She enters with her violin and a soft smile, acting like she hasn't already blown off her instructor. Miss H.C. Lara isn't your employee. She's mine. You don't send her home early. Okay. And you go to the best music school in Europe for a reason. You're not here to skip out on that. Why can't you teach me? Because you're already better than I ever was, I say. You need someone who can keep up. I just want you to listen. For a few hours, guilt hits me in the chest. The rest of the list can wait. Fine. You've got me for the afternoon. I motion to her violin. Start. She smiles, but her eyes wander to the still frame of Selene's interrogation video. Is Miss Hart your employee? Or something else? Play, Isla. I think you like her. Now. She sets the bow. Is she going to disappear like the last lady? My jaw tightens. Play. Later that night, I've buried whatever softness I had hours ago. Outside the city, I stand in front of a long row of abandoned warehouses overlooking the water. A fake spaghetti restaurant to the left. A closed-down bank on the right. All cover. I always come here to watch Isla's plane land, and to deal with shit like this. I walk inside with 4 men. The freezer in the back reeks of metal and frozen blood. Meat hooks, hanging slabs, and Austin Blaine. He sits in a steel chair, surrounded by swinging carcasses, trying to look tough. If I were you, I'd be terrified, I say. Leaking intel to my Miami rivals? Stealing from me? That's bold. I didn't say anything. I swear. Don't insult me. They knew about my courier, where she was, what she looked like. That doesn't happen by chance. I swear. Not a debate, just options. Die fast or die slow. They expect me to call. Who's they? He stays quiet. One warning, I say, pulling out my phone. I drop the freezer's temperature from 0 to -20. The air turns sharp. Men glance at each other. 5 seconds. Rush Banks, he blurts. I pause. It was his team, he says. I'm sorry. You're sorry you got caught. I only told them what they already knew. Don't care. I lower the temperature again. You dragged someone into this I actually give a damn about. She could have died. They said it was just a ransom. They lied to you, like you lied to me. Sir, I had to lie to her too. Said they were just reporters. Had to lie again when I told her I wouldn't kill them. I didn't know. If I hadn't caught it in time, they'd have followed her to New York. They could have found my daughter. His eyes widen. There were condoms in the trunk. Duct tape, rope, weapons. You let them near her. I want to snap his neck. How much did they pay? He doesn't answer. Now, Austin. 500 grand. I would have paid you that to keep your mouth shut. Let me earn it back. I'll work for free. Just please. Say that again. Please let me go. I won't speak to Banks again. I swear. Cross your heart? I do. I glance at my men. You heard him. He wants to be let go. They look at each other, confused. Let's go. Sir, I know. He wants us to leave him here. So we will. Until I remember he exists. Could be 6 months. Could be never. Wait. That's not what I meant. Must be. You're not dumb enough to think I'd actually let you walk out. Please, I didn't spend $1 of your money. I leave him there, pleading, and they lock the door behind us. Any friends who'll come looking? I ask. Just an example. He owes her money. Remind me in 3 months. We'll follow up. Give me the key. One guy hesitates. Are you really leaving him there? I turn. Was that a question? No, sir. Just clarifying. Chester shakes his head. New promotion, he explains. First day. It'll be his last if he questions me again. The guy hands me the key. I toss it over the bridge. 9 days from now, call 911 anonymously. Let them find what's left. They scatter. Your father would be proud, Chester says. Also terrified. That good or bad? Both. He checks his watch. You still thinking about giving Miss Hart her 2 weeks off? Maybe. You might want to decide faster. Why? He hands me his phone. One-way flight confirmation. Celine Hart. Departure Friday.
Episode 12. Celine. The lavender and eucalyptus mist fills the spa, wrapping the suite in warmth and stillness. Tucked away in the hills, it feels like an entirely different universe, far from Ryder, his men, and the chaos still clawing at the corners of my mind. I try to relax, to let go, but the weight pressing against my chest remains, the binder Tessa handed me. This time, I open it with purpose, flipping through the pages one by one. The beginning is a blur of small font addresses and GPS coordinates. By page 5, it hits me. Every one of these places might be tied to Ryder. Shell businesses, anonymous LLCs, names I don't recognize and probably never will. I keep turning. Then I see it. A new tab. Suspected involvement in mass murder. Expecting details about the fire, I brace myself, but instead, I freeze. 16 faces stare back at me. All of them mirror Ryder, his ice blue eyes, his sharp jaw, that calm, haunting expression. I flip the page, the same faces again, now with dates. Birth and death. No names. Every single one of them died on the same day. No cause listed, just the silence between the lines. Why was he the only one left? I slam the binder shut and shove it aside. My hands are shaking. Needing air, I grab a robe, slip it on, and step into the hallway in search of something, anything, to pull me out of this spiral. The hallway is colder than it should be. The warmth from the suite disappears behind me. No staff in sight. I head toward the lounge. Empty. The candles are still lit, wax dripping slowly. But the people are gone. Every last one. Something's off. I tighten the robe, pace quickening as I make my way to the lobby and stop cold. 5 men, suits, sitting in silence like shadows in velvet chairs. One of them stands, holding out an iced coffee. "Here you are," he says. "I was told this is your favorite." It is, but I don't reach for it. "You can come with me now, Miss Hart," he adds. "It's time." I blink. Time for what? "Would you like another drink before we leave?" "Tell Mr. Rochester I'm not going anywhere. It's my day off." He simply lifts his phone and shows me the screen. Ryder's voice crackles through the speaker the second I touch it. "Start walking, Celine. This is important." "You said 2 weeks." "I said soon." "You heard what you wanted." Ryder -- "Start walking." The call ends. I don't want to go, but I know better than to fight a losing battle. The elevator ride is suffocating. The silence of his men presses in like concrete. I recognize the scent before the floor opens. Charred wood and rosemary. Resno's. The same place I signed my divorce papers. The same place Ryder's lawyer warned me to run. This time, the windows are blacked out. The fine dining gone. Industrial racks line the walls, stacked with boxes. Ryder waits at the far end, calm, expectant. I walk to him. "How was your drive, Miss Hart?" I don't answer. He motions for me to sit. A man in gray sets up a machine the size of a microwave and flips it on. Ryder drops a thick stack of $100 bills in front of me. "Impressive work at Crafts and Notes," he says. "You fooled me." Didn't expect that from someone who already got deported once for the same crime. I stay quiet. The boxes keep rolling in. Towering, endless. "Pick them up," he says. "Tell me which ones are real." I flip through the bills. Light, smooth, too perfect. "Fake," I say. "You're sure?" "I'm sure." He signals. The man feeds them into the machine. Red light. "Correct." "These will take days to check." "At least 3. "You have a bedroom in back," he says. "Sleep when necessary. Start now." "No." The entire room halts. "Excuse me?" Ryder's voice lowers. "No, I'm not starting now. I'll begin tomorrow. After I get the day off I earned." His jaw tenses. "Have I not done enough?" He doesn't answer. He dismisses the room instead. One by one they leave. Then it's just us. He steps toward me, slow and controlled. "Don't speak to me like that in front of my staff again," he says. "They can't think I have weaknesses." He pulls me up by the wrist, presses his mouth to mine, rough and possessive. His body pins me to the table, hands sliding over skin, between thighs, igniting. "You come when I say," he breathes. "Say it." My silence earns withdrawal. He pulls out, makes me beg. "I'm yours." I'll follow the rules. Only then does he let me break. When I'm boneless, breathless, He leads me through a hidden door to a suite. Grand, dark, velvet-draped windows. He draws a bath, undresses me, slowly, silently. "You have 4 days," he says. "Finish early if you can." "Yes," I whisper. He studies me. "Why did you buy a one-way ticket after I told you not to leave?" "I didn't. Tessa did. I'm not going anywhere." He watches for a moment longer, then nods. "Good. Because you don't get to run."
Episode 13. Ryder, 3 days later. Celine hasn't spoken a single word since we left Resnos. We're seated side by side in the back of a black town car, and the silence between us is heavier than anything the city could throw at us. She tallied up 4 million in authentic currency and 8 million in counterfeit, without a single mistake. The last person I put on this task needed nearly a week and still failed to match the machine's count. "Stop the car," I say. The driver complies without hesitation. I exit and walk around to her door, opening it. "Out." She steps out quietly, following as I lead her to the edge of the bridge. We're 40 feet above the water. The breeze is sharp, biting, and something in my chest tightens. "Thanks for your work, Miss Hart," I say, meeting her eyes. "I mean that. You could have just said that in the car. Didn't want the driver listening in. To a thank you? You've been distracting, I admit. And normally I'd have a plan for that. But with you, I don't know what to do." "Meaning what exactly?" "You're a complication," I tell her. "A puzzle I want to keep solving. And if you can't?" I answer her with a kiss, pulling her to me, claiming her mouth. But she doesn't kiss me back. Her body stays stiff, her lips unresponsive. And just like that, I realize this isn't real. The water's gone. The wind, too. I blink and I'm back on my balcony. The ocean is now a skyline. Chester is across from me, leaning back in a leather chair, puffing on a cigar and watching me like I've lost it. "Guess the breakdown. How much was real, how much wasn't," he says, blowing a slow stream of smoke. Sounds like a trap. 12 million legit, he says. 6 mil fake. Duly noted. I tap the railing, already calculating what happens next. Celine will need to be retrieved soon. "Want to hear a joke?" he asks. "No. Too bad." Knock knock. "Who's there?" "F-ucking up." I sigh. F-ucking up, who? "I'm gonna F-uck you up if you don't focus." Terrible punchline. Not a joke. He tosses a photo onto the patio table. My veins go ice cold. "They're coming in 3 weeks. All of them?" He nods. "Apparently, they want to dance on your grave before they bury you in it." I trace a finger across the men's faces in the photo. Every one of them a ghost I'd hoped stayed buried. I've fantasized about how I'll kill them for years. Will you be ready? Always. Good. Chester snatches the photo back. "I'm doing you a favor today, but this soft spot for your daughter and Miss Hart ends here." I lift a brow. "She wants to make brownies before her violin session," he says, and I offered to help. "Appreciated." "Now do yourself a favor and cut Miss Hart loose," he says. "You've used her. That should be the end of it. Let me know where you leave her. I'm still in charge here. And I'm in charge of keeping you alive. Don't mix up the roles." He glares at me. "Don't throw away decades of work for a woman you've barely known." Months, technically. Years, if we're counting correctly. She doesn't know that and never will. He snaps. So cut the romantic math. He pulls a bullet from his coat and sets it on the table between us. Treat her like everyone else who got in the way. There were exceptions. Name one. I don't answer. He walks away. I pick up the bullet and roll it between my fingers. There was one exception, but it's not a story we tell. Not anymore. And part of me wants to give Selene that same exception. The other part? I load the bullet into my gun.
Episode 14. Selene, 3 days later, for real this time. Ryder's estate stretches across 50 acres, bordered by thick forests of evergreens that make the rest of the world feel like a rumor. The drive cuts through perfectly trimmed hedges and floral arrangements so meticulous they seem painted on. But the farther we go, the darker the landscape becomes, like the estate is designed to seduce and then suffocate. My body still hums with soreness from how he claimed me at Resno's, but I keep my face unreadable as his chief of security, Gunnar, leads me through the property like I'm a new piece of tech being checked in. Ryder didn't even come get me himself. He sent an escort. No explanation. No hello. This is the guest suite Mr. Rochester has assigned to you, Gunnar says, motioning to a pale, opulent room soaked in moonlit silvers and whites. I step inside. The ceilings arch like a cathedral. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlook sweeping lawns. Metallic artwork gleams from the walls. The scent of eucalyptus hangs in the air, subtle but sharp, calming, yet too calculated. This is only for late work nights or something? I already have a place. The bathroom's through that door, he says, ignoring my question. All 3 windows open to balcony landings. I move to one and step outside, letting the Seattle wind cut through the luxury. Below, koi ponds shimmer, hedges form mazes, and the gardens look sculpted by hand. The whole place feels more like a fortress disguised as a palace. I glance back at the bed, tempted to collapse into it for just an hour. We'll continue downstairs now, Gunnar says, the most essential part of the estate. I follow him reluctantly down a marble staircase, the temperature dropping with every step. Soft baseboard lights flicker on as we descend, casting an eerie glow. The faint scent of charred wood creeps in. To our left, behind velvet ropes, lie the ruins of what once was: scorched furniture, blackened picture frames, and a chandelier curled like burnt paper. He stops in front of a sleek wall of wine bottles, arranged in perfect symmetry and glowing red. This is the panic room, he says. He presses my hand to a scanner. Access granted, a synthetic voice replies, and the wall parts silently to reveal a smaller replica of Ryder's upstairs parlor. If something ever happens, come here. I nod, expecting to be shown inside. Instead, he enters a code and the wall closes again, sealing the secret room from sight. That's the only reason you're ever to be down here, he says, walking on. The rest of this level is off limits. The burned smell grows thicker. Just ahead, a room catches my eye. It's untouched, pristine. A dining room framed in dust and velvet rope. Cream chairs, a long table, and a wall of framed bronze portraits. I step closer, recognizing the first frame, a photograph of this very room. This one wasn't damaged? I ask. It looks perfect. Gunnar freezes. His eyes follow mine to the room. Then, without a word, he yanks a cord above the entry and blackout curtains fall, sealing the room in darkness. Let's stay on track, he says. Mr. Rochester wanted the tour completed without delay. 2 hours and 16 minutes later, we return to the main house. The rest is a blur of manicured gardens, a steel-framed solarium, and sculptures that could belong in European galleries. Gunnar hands me a key and walks me to Ryder's office. We've returned, sir. He exits without a second glance. Ryder rises from behind his desk. Thoughts on the tour? Impressive, a lot. No curiosity about why I requested it? Or why you're really here? Tons. Not right now. I'm shocked. He brushes his thumb along my bottom lip. I need help with Isla. She's staying for a few more weeks, maybe 4, possibly 6. She's not quite ready to go back to London. I'd like to get her on some kind of rhythm before then. I nod slowly. And what does that help entail? She can't leave the estate without me, and I won't be here much. Business trips. So I need someone I trust around her. You. You want me to be her nanny? Temporarily. And you want me living here full-time during that? I'd prefer it. Ryder. I sigh. Don't you think this is a little fast? If I were asking you to live in my room, yes. But you have your own. You're welcome in mine, whenever. I have no nannying experience. I dash. Please. That word, soft and unexpected, shuts me up. There's something raw in his eyes, something rare. I wasn't going to ask you for this, but I don't have time to screen anyone else, and frankly, my list of people I trust is short. Silence settles between us. Can you do this for me, Celine? He asks. You'll have everything you need. Yes, I say, surprising even myself. Thank you. He tangles his fingers in my hair. It means more than you know. You're welcome. Need anything from your Airbnb? Or should I just get you a new wardrobe? I'll take the wardrobe. Perfect. He grins. I think of the binder hidden deep in my purse. Someone will contact you soon to ask for your sizes and preferences. These trips, how long will they be? A few days at a time. I always tell Isla when I leave and when I'm back. I nod. He slips an arm around my waist, tugging me close like he wants to bend me over his desk, but his phone buzzes. He lets go and pulls it out, checking the screen. I have to take this. His voice is cold again. Professional. Isla's in the music room. Just like that, the warmth evaporates. 1 second, I'm his woman. The next, I'm staff. The switch is so clean it makes me dizzy. I turn away before I can overthink it. Before I can admit to myself that this house, this estate, feels a lot less like a sanctuary. And a lot more like a very expensive prison. Episode 15. Celine. The slow, haunting tones of Bach's Chaconne echo down the west wing as I make my way toward the music room. The violin's melody glides through the air, each note sharp, intentional, clearly played by someone deeply trained. I assume it's Isla's instructor, but when I peer through the doorway, it's not. Isla stands near the window, fingers gliding over the strings without so much as glancing at the sheet music. Her teacher, meanwhile, is the one studying the score. I lean against the frame, captivated. The precision in her playing momentarily lifts the mental fog I've been dragging around. I almost forget where I am. Almost. Then comes the sharp tap of a ruler. Very good, the instructor says. That's enough for today. I break into applause. Bravo! They both turn toward me, startled. Sorry, I add. That was stunning, Isla. Thank you, Miss Hart. Acht, acht! Her teacher taps again. Curtsy or bow with your thanks. You know better. Isla quickly curtsies, repeating the thanks more properly. Much better, the woman says, beckoning me forward. Mrs. H.C. Lara Foglien. I've known this estate and its eccentricities for years. I shake her hand. I'm here as Isla's nanny. Well, don't be offended if she tries to run you off. It's part of the experience, she chuckles. But I've outlasted most. I even knew she'd return from London this week. I just know. Isla moves toward her violin case. What are you doing, child? H-C-L-A-R-A-H arches a brow. I thought we were finished. Wrong thought. I'm finished. You owe Miss Hart a performance. Bruch Violin Concerto Number 1. The first part she hands me the music. 15 minutes minimum. I expect feedback when I return. Grabbing her scarf and mug, she exits with a wink. Isla exhales, then lifts her bow. With eyes closed, she begins. The melody is beautiful, rich, layered. But I've played this piece. I know it well. And I can hear every shortcut she's taking, rushing through rests, skimming notes, letting vibratos slide. Genius, yes. Disciplined. Not quite. So, Miss Hart? She asks as the final note fades. Thoughts? It was fine. Fine? Her nose wrinkles. That's it? I walk toward the instruments near the window, picking up a maple violin. You missed a few beats. I did not. You did. I pluck the strings, tuning. I caught them. You're bluffing. You skipped the best part. I demonstrate, playing the skipped stanza, full of flair and drama. She watches, arms crossed. You can do vibrato, I say. You just don't, because you know no one will challenge you. I play it again, this time slow, expressive. She glares, then slowly mirrors it. Perfect phrasing, perfect vibrato. Much better, I say. That was more than fine. I didn't know you could play, she says, impressed. You're really good. A bit shaky on the upswings, maybe, but wow. I used to be like you. I smile. Except you're already beyond where I was. You quit? Yes and no. Life happened. Is my dad really forcing you to be here with me? Yes. I'm not as bad as they say. She drops her gaze. I promise. I believe you. Then promise me you won't tell him anything bad about me. Please? Why would I? I blink. Just promise. She extends her pinky. If I behave, maybe he'll let me stay. I hesitate, then loop my pinky around hers. I promise. I'm looking forward to spending time with you. She grins. Now that I know you can play? Let's go. She stacks new sheet music on the stand. You start. I'll pick it up after. Her bow is up before I can object. Mid-duet, I catch Ryder's silhouette in the doorway, but by the time we finish, he's gone. Later that evening, I sort through the rack of designer clothes delivered to my suite. I have 40 minutes before our scheduled ice cream and Chopin night, so I settle on lavender silk pajamas. As I flip through Adele's contact list, something at the bottom catches my eye. Crafts and notes. I smile at the number. My old workplace. But something's missing. Her friends? I head toward Ryder's office. He's not there. As I turn the corner, I spot him entering his bedroom, phone to his ear. I said no, he says. That's final. Just make sure he suffers before I get there. His back is turned, but the air around him has shifted. Lethal. Cold. I'll handle it. Personally. I freeze, heart racing. I take an involuntary step back, bumping the wall. That won't be necessary. Thank you. He ends the call and turns. When he sees me, his eyes harden. I lift the list. I just wanted to ask. I'm leaving tonight, Miss Hart, he says. Ice cream's postponed. Please record Adele's Chopin for me. I nod. Were you listening? No. Then why are you here? I had a question. I hand him the list. There are no friends or parent contacts listed for Adele. And? Shouldn't there be? I'll be back in 2 days. Surely. Whoever is on that list, he snaps, are the only ones allowed. I trust no one else. I was just trying to... You noticed no Ubers come here? He steps closer. That's intentional. We don't extend invitations to just anyone. He glances past me. Adele doesn't need friends. She has me. That's enough. He closes the door. Hurry up, Miss Hart, Adele calls. I'm toasting waffle bowls. It's just us tonight. Grateful that he told her, I fight the growing scream inside me. His eyes were too cold, and Tessa's binder is calling me again. As Adele sets up toppings, I send a message. Me. I know you're mad, but can I call you later about something? Tessa. If the something is him, I'll listen. But don't get mad when I say what I think. Me. I won't. Tessa. 10 o'clock? Me. Yes. Tessa. Good. Just know, he's never loved anything but chaos and cash, not even his own family. I think of the way he looks at Adele. That can't be true, but that's not my story to tell. So, is this an old tradition between you and your dad? I ask Adele as I sit. It would be, if he ever showed up. She hands me a cup. Something always comes up. He had a last-minute call. Something always comes up. She tops my vanilla scoop with butterscotch. I've got more IOUS from him than real memories. I say nothing. Sometimes I think he doesn't want me around. You don't mean that. She shrugs. Let's pretend it's just us tonight. What other toppings do you want?
Episode 16. Ryder, several years ago. Seattle's rain is ruthless tonight. It hammers against the jet's windows, soaking the runway in erratic rhythm. I watch the downpour sweep across the pavement, wondering if I should wait it out. But when lightning starts carving through the sky in violent arcs, I decide not to bother. I grab my umbrella, signal the pilot, and step into the storm. Cold air smacks me in the face as I descend the stairs, and I head straight for my town car, cutting through puddles as I drive the back way home. After an hour on rain-slick roads, I reach the estate and press the gate remote. Nothing. I try again. Still dead. I get out to handle it manually, already soaked, when something near the entrance catches my eye. A car seat, nestled under a standing umbrella. Rain pours down my collar as I move closer. The seat is stuffed with pink blankets, all stitched with the same phrase. "Congratulations! It's a girl." My stomach tightens. I pull back the top layer and find a sleeping newborn with a card taped across her chest. Stunned, I gently lift the car seat and secure it in the front passenger seat. After manually overriding the gate, I drive the last stretch to the garage. "You decided against waiting out the storm?" Chester meets me with a folder. "Didn't think you were in a rush." "I wasn't," I reply, walking around the car. "Someone left this at the gate." His brow furrows. "Is that a baby?" "Seems to be." Her eyes flutter. "Check the surveillance. Let's find out who left her." "Right away." He follows me inside as I unclip the note. Ryder --. I didn't realize I was pregnant until long after things ended between us. Or rather, after you chose your world over me. You've always been selfish. I tried to keep her. I really did. But I need to start over, and she deserves better. If you don't want her, I know you'll find someone who can do more than I ever could. Her papers are in a Ziploc behind her seat. Formulas included. Don't contact me. This is already hard enough. Maybe she'll get the future I couldn't give her. Best Cole P.S. I named her Isla Ivy, after your mother. I thought that might mean something. Chester returns with footage queued up. Cole climbs out of a truck, paces for a few seconds under the umbrella, sets the seat down, kisses the baby's forehead, and drives off. "I'll call our pediatrician to examine her," Chester says, "and alert the safe house for a Monday pickup." "Fine." But when I lift her from the carrier, her onesie clings to her skin, and I see them. 4 small, distinct, stem-shaped birthmarks. My breath catches. The same markings my mother had. The same ones my grandmother bore. A signature trait that's haunted every woman in our family for generations. The noise from the storm dulls in my ears as I trace my fingers over her chest. She's warm. Still. She doesn't cry this time. Her tiny body relaxes in my arms, as if she recognizes me, as if she already knows who I am. She's mine. What time should I confirm with the safe house director? Chester reappears. "Cancel it," I say without hesitation. Her fingers wrap tightly around mine. "Come again?" "I'm keeping her." Ryder, you want a DNA test? Do it. But she stays. Chester steps forward and presses a finger to one of her marks, his jaw slackening. You know you're in no position to raise a child. Then I'll make a new position, I say. She's the only one left besides me who carries that blood. So she stays. Episode 17. Ryder, I hate that I'm still cleaning up ghosts I thought I buried a lifetime ago. It's infuriating. How the past has claws that never let go. The Texas night hangs thick around me, dense with heat and tension. The air tastes like ash and memory, dry and dangerous. Every step I take kicks up fine red dust that clings to my shoes like regret. Even without the sun, the ground still radiates heat, like the earth itself remembers old grudges. I'm standing over yet another failure, one of Rushbank's lapdogs. His body is barely holding itself together, torn up from the brutal lesson my crew gave him before I arrived. He's been tailing me for weeks, shadowing my every move, waiting, watching, hoping for a chance to strike that never came. Just another disposable pawn in Russia's endless war to dismantle what I've built from blood, patience, and precision. You've got someone whispering to the feds, he coughs, barely able to lift his head. Figured you'd want to know. That's not news, I say, calm. No one stays loyal to a man who doesn't return it, he mutters. Your old man learned that the hard way. My jaw clenches. I cock the gun without a word. Leave my father out of your mouth. He smiles through the blood. Rush is coming for you. Sooner or later, he always gets his mark. Then he's not playing the same game I am, I say, raising the gun. Because I don't lose. I don't. 2 shots end the sentence, one to the skull, one straight to the heart. The silence afterward feels louder than the gunfire, just the buzz of cicadas and the soft sigh of wind rolling over the fields. His head slumps to the side, crimson blooming beneath his cheek. Clean it up, I say, holstering the gun, and send Rush one of his boy's hands. No note. He'll understand. Yes, sir. Consider it done. Right away, the men reply in sync, already moving. I walk back to the car, the dust swirling behind me like smoke from a fire that never quite goes out. As I slide into the back seat, I flick open the lid of my watch and glance at the photo tucked inside. Isla at 5. Bow too big, violin nearly tipping her over, smiling like the world hadn't touched her yet. The last day I saw her before I sent her to boarding school. I told myself I'd fix everything before she came back. Give her a clean slate, a version of life untouched by the truth. I thought a year would be enough. I thought I could rewrite our story without her ever needing to read the first chapter. But fate always writes in ink. And it's not finished with me yet.
Episode 18. Celine, 1 week later. Ryder. How's Isla? Send photos of what she's doing, right now. Thanks. Aside from those same 3 daily texts, Ryder hasn't spoken to me once since he left. I'm just staff now, strictly business. And weirdly, I think I prefer it that way. Every time I dig deeper into Tessa's binder, every strange or shady piece of his past that refuses to line up, the fog clears a little more. Whatever spell I was under, it's starting to wear off. The version of reality I've been clinging to since I met him, it's starting to unravel. What do you want for lunch today, Adele? 1.5 Philly cheesesteaks from Steak Escape, with spicy fries. Exactly. That's awfully specific. I saw a commercial yesterday. I need to confirm if it tastes as good as it looked. You know your dad doesn't exactly approve of fast food, I say slowly. Are you trying to get me fired? He likes you too much for that. She grins, then hits me with the world's most dramatic pout. Please, Miss Hart. She wraps her towel tighter around her waist. Just one sandwich. Spicy fries. It's just down the street. I'll keep practicing the entire time you're gone. So, the full 15 minutes it takes to get there and back? Every second counts, she replies with a smirk. I try not to laugh. Let me check if they deliver. I lie, hesitating on the word. I'll go. But I'm taking the scenic route. You'll have a full half hour of uninterrupted practice. I want it recorded. Deal. I towel off and throw on yoga pants and a hoodie, then walk Adele to her private music studio. I line up the 3 pieces I want her to run through while I'm out. I won't admit it out loud, but spending time with her? It doesn't feel like work, not even close. Once she's focused, I slip out of the room. Miss Hart? One of the security guys intercepts me as I approach the garage. Where are you headed? Picking up lunch. For me and Miss Rochester. Did Mr. Rochester sign off on this? Why wouldn't he? He steps in front of me, clearly not budging. Let's find out if he does. I sigh and pull out my phone. It rings once. Yes? Ryder's voice comes through, cool as ever. Isla's hungry. She asked me to grab something specific. Can I go get it? We have a chef who can prepare anything imaginable, he says. Why would you need to leave for that? I'm politely asking to run an errand. And I'm politely denying it. She's not blind, you know. I snap. She can see that she's locked up in a golden cage. That every ounce of freedom is based on your whims. Save the metaphors for another day, Miss Hart, he says. I'm busy. Talk to the chef. Click. I keep the phone at my ear a second longer. Thanks so much, Mr. Rochester, I say loudly for the guard's benefit. Yes, I'll head right back. Just food, nothing else. Got it. I pretend to end the call and tuck the phone away. Now, if you don't mind. I motion toward the cars. I'll be taking the black Jaguar. Someone will trail you from a distance, he says. Use the far left row. Noted. I walk toward Ryder's luxury lineup until I spot the right one, the key fob's already sitting in the front seat. I slide in and fire up the engine, pulling out of the garage and rolling down the winding drive. At the gate, I glance in the mirror and spot a gray sedan easing out behind me. Figures. I merge onto the highway, 2 exits from the destination. Adele. Forgot to say, can you add extra jalapenos and spicy cheese? Me. On it. You've got great timing. Can I add extra jalapenos and spicy cheese to that 3rd sandwich? I ask the man behind the counter as he preps the order. Actually, make it all 3. You got it, miss. I shift down the line, eyeing the cookie display. The peanut butter caramel's the best, a woman beside me says. Unless they've got the Oreo crumble. They've got both, I smile back. Guess I'm getting one of each. Thanks. My pleasure, she replies. You should enjoy every bite. They don't serve these in prison. Excuse me? She extends a hand. Rachel Voss. A TF, currently assisting the FBI. You look well today, Miss Celine Hart. Hope you're feeling good, while it lasts. I stare, refusing her handshake. She's composed. Manicured red curls, polished nails, pale pink blouse tucked into tailored gray slacks. A glint of a firearm peeks from her waistband. Behind her glasses, her expression is unreadable, perfectly controlled, and mildly amused. So, no to mimosas and friendship brunches, then? She asks, still smiling. Your loss. I don't drink with people who lead with thinly veiled threats. Oh, that wasn't a threat. She laughs. That was a courtesy. Order 64, the cook calls. Hot fries with grilled cheese. A guy in a green hoodie steps past us to grab his order, momentarily breaking the tension. Rachel doesn't blink. So, tell me, Celine, how'd someone like you get tangled up with a man like Edward Rochester? No idea what you're talking about. You weren't with him earlier this week? Can't recall. I move farther down the counter, but she follows. Too close. I don't know what your story is, she says, voice dropping an octave, But whatever fantasy you've bought into, it's time to snap out of it. Otherwise, you're headed for a very real sentence. Separate cells, no conjugal visits. Can you leave me alone? When you're ready to talk, call me. She slips a card into the front pocket of my hoodie. You've got about 3 weeks before the window closes. Right now, you're looking at 20 years. If you cooperate and I like what you tell me, you might serve 2. Order 65, the cook calls. 3 cheese steaks, extra jalapenos, 2 spicy fries. I grab the bag and don't look back. Sliding into the Jaguar, I slam the door shut and grip the wheel. My heart's racing, my hands are shaking, and all I can think is, I've made a mistake I might not come back from. Episode 19. Celine. My hands are slick with sweat as I pull up to the estate, not from the heat curling off the steering wheel, but from everything that just happened. I don't head to the garage. The men in the gray car tailing me can take it from here. Instead, I ease up to the grand entrance, leave the engine running, and hop out with the food bags in hand. I need a second. Just one moment to breathe before Ryder shows up. I need to ... Hello, Miss Hart. He's already there, standing just inside the foyer. I told you she'd be back any minute. Adele beams at me, holding her arms out for the bags. I'll even share some fries with you, Dad. Can't wait, Ryder says, eyes sharp and fixed on me. Let's eat in the kitchen. Actually, since you're home early, I was thinking... I don't think you've been thinking at all, Miss Hart. His tone slices through the air. Join us. I follow them in and sit across from Adele. Ryder slides her chair to the side, putting himself directly across from me, so close I can't dodge his gaze. Let me try this amazing sandwich, he says, tearing one in half. Steak, cheese, peppers, real high-end stuff. It's so cheesy. Adele grins through her bite and pushes the rest toward me. My appetite is gone. Go ahead, Miss Hart, Ryder says, motioning to the wrapper. I bet it tastes just like rebellion. Are you going to the mayor's masquerade next week? Adele asks, clearly missing the tension boiling around us. No, I don't think so. She's going, Ryder says. I got her a ticket. You have to let me help you pick a dress, Adele claps. You'll be the prettiest one there. I didn't even know there was a ball. I try to steer things somewhere safer. It's like Seattle's Met Gala, she says. Dad only goes for business stuff. Right, Ryder says. Strictly work. Adele's phone buzzes. It's Miss Temple. I've got to run through a few pieces. Excuse me? Yes, Ryder says, and she's gone in a flash. I push back my chair, ready to leave, but Ryder is already moving. He closes the space between us fast, stopping beside me. Why are you sweating, Celine? I ran into an FBI agent, I say. She warned me I could face prison if I don't cooperate. He blinks, then shrugs. That's it? Isn't that serious? Just tell her what you know. What exactly do you mean? The bonuses, the SX, all of it. His finger brushes my bottom lip, slow and deliberate. Especially the orgasms. She probably hasn't had one in years. Do her a favor. You're joking, right? Not at all. You run errands for me. You sleep with me. Nothing untrue about that. Just don't mention Adele. I nod, reeling. I'll even drive you to the meeting if it comes to that, he says, jaw clenched. Don't stress. I'm sorry, I whisper. I am too. For what? For not making you afraid enough. His stare hardens. I've clearly been too soft. Here you are again, ignoring my rules like this is some kind of game. I just wanted to make Adele happy. She is happy. She acts like she is. I hold his gaze, but she wants a real life. And when I can give her that, I will. Hopefully before she turns 18 and leaves on her own. You're 2 words away from losing every ounce of control you think you have. I go still, unsure what he means. Since I seem to be failing to explain things, he says, dragging his finger along my neck, let me try one last time. My life isn't some fantasy, Celine. His eyes lock on mine. There are people who want me dead. Every day they look for cracks, weaknesses, weighs in. So I have to operate differently. When I say no, it means no. If I tell you to jump, you don't ask how high, you bring a damn ladder. If I give you a task, I don't want a single hesitation. I have my reasons, whether you understand them or not, and they're not just for me, they're for you too. Understood? I nod. Say it. Yes, understood. Good. His body still hums with fury. You're off tomorrow because you won't be able to walk. Then he leans down and kisses me, deep and slow, before whispering against my mouth, Take your pants off. Celine, 2 weeks later. I toss Adele's laundry into a basket and begin straightening the books on her shelf, slipping into the rhythm of my new morning routine. Downstairs, her violin practice echoes softly, blending with the estate's bustle. Everything that happens here, every polished surface, every curated comfort, is for her, all under Ryder's name. The chef crafts meals she raves about over dinner. The drivers rotate sleek cars just in case she wants to explore the private trails winding through the backwoods. Gardeners clip fresh flowers for her desk and bedside table, while the housekeepers invent scavenger hunts to keep her smiling. It's all a carefully arranged illusion, a buffer to make her forget that her father is gone again. After smoothing her duvet, I scoop up her crocheted violin plushies, each stitched with the initials for AR and from ER. But now there's a new inscription tucked beneath the second, MJ, Miss Hart. I exhale slowly, warmth creeping into my chest. Then I turn back to cleaning. As I sort her music books, something metal slips out and clinks onto the floor. I stoop to pick it up, a small scorched locket etched with Isla's full name. But the birth date beneath it? Decades too early to belong to her. My heart skips. I carry it back to my room and flip open Ryder's binder, thumbing to the family section. The date on the locket matches the woman at the very top, beside a man who bears an uncanny resemblance to Ryder. Logic tells me to let this go, that it's just an heirloom. But the charred metal, the hidden date, it stirs a memory I've shoved deep down since arriving. So I take it as a sign. I slip into the hallway and head toward the basement. I don't stop to consider if it's smart. I don't knock. I just move. The baseboards light red with every step now, no longer soft white, and the scent of smoke is overpowering. It burns in my throat, stings my eyes. Still, I press on. I skip past the wine wall and stop at the velvet rope guarding the sealed dining room. The rest of this space is off limits. Gunner's voice echoes in my mind. I unhook the rope anyway and step inside. The chairs surrounding the long table are untouched, elegant. The air is still, eerie. I make my way toward the portraits. The one I noticed before, the framed photo of this very dining room, has burn marks creeping along the edges. The others are worse, warped, faded, scorched by flame. An old picture of the estate, a yellowed photo of a couple dancing. A grainy shot of 3 boys standing before a man who is unmistakably Ryder's father. I turn slowly, taking in the room again, wondering why this space is sealed off, why Ryder keeps it like a shrine. And then I see it. In the corner, a small photo hangs by itself, unframed, delicate. It shows Ryder and all 16 of his family members gathered at a dinner table smiling, glasses raised mid-toast, frozen in time. I trace the edges with my fingertips, trying to make sense of it all. Theories race through my head, dark ones, tap, 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 footsteps. Shit! I scramble back toward the rope, fumbling with the clasp. Click, click, come on. What the fuck are you doing down here? Gunner's voice booms just as I snap it shut. I whirl around. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have come down here. It won't happen again. He narrows his eyes. Did you touch anything in there? I hesitate. Just the colored photo in the corner. He sighs, stepping over the rope to adjust it. Thanks for being honest. Mr. Rochester would have noticed that for sure. He comes down here? There's a long pause. Then he exhales. Yeah, more often than you'd think. It's one of the few places he still considers personal. What really happened to his family? They're gone. He gestures to the portraits. Isn't it obvious? I nod. Message received. Miss Hart? Yes? Get the F-uck out. A few days later, I'm tuning one of Isla's violins upstairs when I see Ryder's men moving large crates through the hallway. Still no sign of him. Just as I begin checking the strings, my phone vibrates. A video call from Tessa. I dart down the hall, searching for a room with no cameras or personal decor. An old staff bathroom will have to do. I shut the door and answer. Hey, stranger, she says from behind the wheel of her car. How are you feeling today? Better? Good. Sorry we got cut off last time. Service out here's trash. It's fine. Honestly, things have changed since then. Everything feels better now. She arches a brow. What did he say when you broke up with him? I didn't break up with him. I'm just starting to understand him better. Understand what? His crimes? I don't want to know the specifics. So what changed? He's taking me to a masquerade ball next weekend. I ordered a dress. It's gorgeous. He pay for it? Yes. Shoes too? Christian Louboutin, I say, with a bow. So it's the money. It's not. Adrian had money. This isn't about that. Then help me understand, she snaps. You're surrounded by red flags and somehow you think this is fine? Okay, Tessa. Just dash dash. No, you listen. He's a murderer, Celine. He kills people. And once you're no longer useful, he'll toss you aside. Or worse. You don't know that. I know enough. What does he even do for you emotionally? Does he feel anything at all? I fall silent. Where do you see this going? Her voice breaks. You're not riding into the sunset. Either he dies, you die, or he ends up behind bars and you're left clinging to what's left of your life. You know what? I don't think... Exactly, she cuts in. You're not thinking. So I'll do it for you. What the hell is that supposed to mean? It means I'm done talking to you. Her voice trembles. I'll see you again at your funeral. Episode 20. Celine. I need you to stop in every bathroom at this gala, every 20 minutes, Ryder says, his hands cupping my face in the back seat of the town car. Go to the farthest stall and stick one of these on the inside of the handle. They'll attach easily. He slips a set of slim metallic strips into my hand. There are 20 total, he adds. That's all I need from you tonight. Questions? I'm surprised you're even asking. Only because I'm hoping you'll say no. His eyes sweep over me. Now, are you going to lose the coat so I can see the dress? If this were a real date, maybe. But I'll handle it. Appreciate it. And when someone asks who you're with, say Rushbanks. Rushbanks? Got it. Good. He kisses my forehead and signals the driver to pull over. Wait, you're not walking in with me? I'll be there, he says. But you know I can't be seen arriving with anyone. So, no chance of a dance? The driver's glance flicks up in the mirror, amused. Ryder chuckles. Not tonight, Celine. He exits the car, and 2 black vehicles roll up behind him. Call me if anything goes wrong, he says. I'll be watching. An hour later, the driver pulls up to a glittering estate on Seattle's coastline. I slide the metallic strips into my clutch, shrug off my coat, and catch glimpses of other women arriving, each in tasteful, modest gowns. Mine isn't. Isla and I might have made a bold call. As the car stops and a valet opens my door, the night wind kisses my bare shoulders. I take a breath and step out. Name or invitation, miss? Mr. Rush Banks. He nods, murmurs the name to someone behind him, then offers his hand. I accept it and glide up the stairs, ignoring the stares and murmurs. Inside, the ballroom gleams. Gold leaf and marble sparkle under grand chandeliers. 5 balconies wind upward like a spiral, with partygoers peering over as classical music swirls through the air. A mirror catches my reflection, making me pause. The silver gown hugs me in all the right places. Sequins shimmer like starlight, the plunging neckline teasing without crossing the line. A jeweled belt cinches my waist, and the diamond earrings graze my collarbone. Miss? A valet taps my shoulder. You left this in the car. My mask. I take it, nodding my thanks. I secure it over my eyes, half tiara, half mystery, and turn back toward the party. You look unreal tonight, Miss Hart. Chester appears at my side, crisp in a tux. If all goes as planned, you might just make a terrifyingly glamorous mob wife. That's sarcasm, right? That's me relieved that Mr. Rochester didn't see this dress beforehand. And also, TikTok, you've wasted 2 minutes. Men are moving. Right, thanks. I follow the signs to the first restroom. Empty, thank God. In the last stall, I press the first strip behind the door handle and step out just as my phone buzzes. Ryder, 1 down, 19 to go, keep moving. Timer set. I weave through the party, smiling, nodding, slipping in and out of bathrooms while the music swells. The next few stalls are harder. Crowded mirrors, lines forming, occasional coke dust lining the sinks. Still, I keep pace. Ryder, 16 down, 4 to go. I step into number 17 and pause. Custom heels peek from under the final stall. Damn it. I reapply my lipstick, adjust my eyeshadow, and let the sound of my favorite concerto anchor me. I imagine dancing. Just once. But then the toilet flushes. Out walks a woman in a flawless red dress. Your dress is gorgeous, she says. Thanks. Yours too. Shame you've spent most of the night in here. Either your bladder is pathetic or... She removes her mask. FBI Agent Voss. My bathroom schedule isn't your concern, I say. It is when it smells like something shady. She sets her mask down. What's he got you doing, Celine? Who? She laughs. Playing dumb won't help you. Still no call from you, by the way. 6 minutes. I've been busy. That's weak. What are you doing here tonight? Enjoying the mayor's party? Funny. You're not on the list. Neither is he. But then again, that's his usual approach. Is harassing women yours? You even talk like him. The sex must be unreal. It is. Her brow arches. Time to lean in. He hired me a few weeks ago to run errands, I say, keeping Ryder's script. We hooked up. It escalated. Now, when he's in town, we sleep together. Nothing more. She blinks. Should I turn myself in now? Is that illegal? Getting close to him will lead you there eventually. She rinses her hands. Tell me what you're doing tonight and I'll extend your deadline. Before I can answer, the door slams open. Help! Please! My husband collapsed! Agent Voss points at me. Stay right there. She bolts. My purse buzzes. Ryder. She won't be back for a while. Move. Thank God. I place the strip and leave, stepping past the chaos. A man lies on the floor. A man who looks suspiciously like one of Ryder's men. I hold in my laugh and breeze through the last 3 installs. Chester offers a subtle nod across the ballroom. No final message from Ryder. I drift toward the dance floor, sipping champagne, remembering the last gala I attended, the one where I caught Adrian cheating. No outburst tonight either. 4 drinks in, I finally get a signal. Miss Hart? A man in black appears. Mr. Rochester requests you ride the elevator to the 5th floor. I glance upward. Glittering vines, warm lighting. Nothing visible. I'll go after another glass. You know he means now. Don't make me report back. Fine. I drain the glass. Lead the way. He does. In the elevator, another of Ryder's men awaits. 5th floor, Miss Hart? No point answering. The doors open. I step out slowly, walk to the edge. A hand grabs mine and pulls me into the shadows. You were supposed to call... You didn't say that. I assumed. His eyes scan me. You look stunning. Thanks. Can't wait to see what it looks like when it's off you. He pulls me close, but instead of kissing me, he positions my arms like a dance instructor. Then we dance. No words, no interruptions, just us. Song after song. On the 4th, he finally kisses me. Deep, unapologetic. His hand runs down my back, unzips the dress. Turn. Hold the railing. I face the party. He presses into me hard, fast. I gasp. My fingers clutch the iron bars as he drives into me with a punishing rhythm. We're both breathless, hungry. Anyone below could look up and see him claiming me. When we come, it's with raw, overwhelming force. He holds me after, whispering against my shoulder. You did perfect tonight. Thank you. He kisses me again, adjusting my dress. Can we go home now? You can, he says. Your car's already waiting. And you? He presses his lips to my forehead. I'm never done.
Episode 21. Ryder, my heart. Thank you for letting me leave the estate with Miss Hart today. I had so much fun. You're welcome. Just don't make a habit of it. I won't. Love you. Love you more. I slip my phone back into my pocket and stare down at the gold locket in my hand. My parents' faces peer up at me from behind the glass, preserved in a photograph I've never let go of. Their eyes, still and constant, help me decide what comes next. This locket is one of the few heirlooms I keep secured in a private vault, alongside photos and relics of everyone else I've lost. It's the only other place, besides their graves and the sealed-off room in my basement, where I can still feel close to them. One day, our legacy will belong to you. Don't waste it. A soft knock interrupts the silence. Everything all right, Mr. Rochester? A bank associate asks from the doorway. I'm fine. Thank you. She nods and walks away, leaving me alone to relock the box and slide it back into its place. I give one last glance at the other cases, ones marked with the names of my uncles, cousins, brothers, before heading into the main lobby for the real reason I came. Time to check who's fallen behind. You can step up, sir, the teller says with a smile. How may I assist you today? I need you to check these 20 accounts. I hand her a list and my signature card. Just confirm whether deposits were made in the past 7 days. Would you like to see the balances too? No. She nods and begins typing. It's really great how you support so many small businesses, she says. Very admirable. I raise an eyebrow. Definitely new. Looks like all of them made deposits, except one, she says. The account ending in 7685. Adrian Coles. You're sure? Positive, she whispers. Between us, he's probably in a rough spot. His name was in the news after that brutal beating. We even sent a get-well package. That's thoughtful. I take the list back. Maybe I'll send him one too. I make my way back to the vault, ready to add a few notes, but my phone vibrates. Gunner. Yes? Power's out at the estate, sir. The generator? Not responding. Is the main gate open? No, sir. Perimeter cameras? Dead. Do we have eyes on Celine and my daughter? No, sir. No one's seen them since they returned from the mall a few hours ago. How long has the outage lasted? About 20 minutes. And you're just now telling me? I bolt for the door. Mobilize everyone. Sweep the entire property. I jump into my car and speed down the freeway. Every buried memory from my youth clawing its way back. Grief, blood, helplessness. And I refuse to let history repeat itself. If they're safe, if I find them unharmed. Celine goes back to London. No more arguments, no matter how much it hurts. I slam into the estate's driveway and sprint inside. Isla? I call. Silence. Gun drawn, I sweep the halls, clearing every room. Isla. I try not to yell, but I'm unraveling. I burst into her bedroom, empty. The bedding is gone, save for the fitted sheet, and the bathroom is untouched. Room by room, I clear the second floor before forcing myself to call it in. Get me footage from every roadside camera within the past hour, I say. And I want high-res stills of every license plate that passed this house in the last week. Understood, sir. My chest burns. The same searing ache I felt when I buried my family. If this is anything like that night, I won't survive it twice. Gardens and guest areas are clear. One of my men radios in. What about the pool? We're on our way. Not waiting, I head to the grounds myself. Still nothing. I try Isla's number. Straight to voicemail. I try Celine's. Same. Pushing every fear to the back of my mind, I follow the winding path that leads toward the disused guest villas at the edge of the property. That's when I notice a soft flicker up ahead. Candlelight. I move closer, gun raised. The glow comes from a dusty window, half blocked by melted wax. I circle around and peer through another window. Relief floods my veins. Isla is curled against Celine, both of them tucked beneath her bedding, flipping through a book, completely unaware of the chaos they've triggered. This is what I wish I could give her forever. But right now, it feels out of reach. Call off the search, I say to Warner. Understood. Should I meet you in your office? No. I'll let you know when I'm heading in. Sir, you were followed tonight. 4 cars. I saw 2 black BMWs, a white Elantra, a gray Audi. Yes, sir. Any idea if they were Bureau or Banks's men? Find out. One more thing. The Audi had Selena's full name written in the dust on the back windshield. Whoever it is, they're sending a message. Please come back, sir. I'm on my way.
Episode 22. Dash, Celine. I step across the parking lot at a crawl, each boot crunching against the gravel with a sound that feels too sharp, too exposed. One of Ryder's men adjusts the wire in his ear while the other scans the porch's dark corners. I act like I don't notice, pretend like this kind of escort is my new normal. The Airbnb sits ahead, silent, untouched. The front steps groan under my weight, the creak echoing louder than memory. At the keypad, I brace for the red flash of denial. Green. The lock clicks open with a snap louder than I remember. Inside, the house feels stale, quiet, too quiet. My steps fade into the hush as I cross the foyer, eyes sweeping the familiar layout. The shoes I lined up by the door? Still in place. But the blanket folded on the couch is too tidy. The kitchen light hums faintly. A spoon sits beside the sink, damp. And the bathroom door, one I distinctly remember closing, is swung wide open. Something's wrong. I can't say what exactly, but my skin knows. The air feels like it's waiting for something to snap. Maybe the owner stopped by. My car's been gone for days. The reservation's expired. Still, I move with caution. I grab what I came for, a half-packed duffel from the coat closet with clothes that actually feel like mine. My favorite violin from the wall. It deserves to be shown to Isla. And a thin bundle of notes on Ryder. Old addresses, bits of research, a spiderweb of curiosity I never had the nerve to untangle. Maybe I'll give them to Tessa. Maybe I'll torch them. Zipping the bag, I sling it over my shoulder and head for the door. The horizon glows pale gold. Somewhere far off, traffic murmurs low. I'm steps from the car when, boom, 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 A thunderous blast rips through the air behind me, louder than anything I've ever heard. Heat engulfs me. Pressure shoves against my back. I'm airborne. Then I slam into the pavement. My breath vanishes. Pain rips through my ribs. Gravel digs into my palms. A high-pitched ringing stabs my ears, unrelenting. I try lifting my head, but the world tilts and spins. Smoke coils through the air, chemical and choking. I roll to one side, coughing, blinking through the haze. Gunshots crackle nearby. Voices yell. Tires screech. My body won't cooperate. My thoughts lag. And then, "I'll see you again at your funeral." Tessa's voice, not angry anymore, prophetic. Arms scoop me off the ground. Strong, urgent. I'm cradled against someone's chest, then shoved into a back seat. "Down!" a voice growls. The door slams shut. The car jerks forward. Tires scream. Smoke coats my throat. My lungs burn. I press my palm to my chest, trying to still the panic, but I can't. I can still feel him. Ryder. The press of his hands, the heat of his mouth, the way he pulls me into dark corners with that low, dangerous whisper that promises nothing but pleasure. There haven't been enough kisses, not enough nights tangled in silk sheets, not enough mornings where he looks at me like I'm something he can't lose. And I could have died without ever knowing what it means to be completely his. That thought alone? Terrifying. I thought I could stomach this, that the bodyguards, the secrets, the tension, it could all be managed. But this? This isn't just adrenaline anymore. This is real. And no matter how badly I want to believe he can protect me from everything, there's no part of me that can survive this life much longer. Episode 23. Celine, it takes 2 full days for the ringing in my ears to fade, but only 2 minutes after Ryder's doctor checked me over to realize this life isn't sustainable anymore. I'm done playing. Time to pick up my pieces and step off the board before I lose more than I already have. I get out of bed and quietly begin gathering the few things I managed to rescue from my apartment. Everything fits into the same suitcase I brought when I first came to the estate. I tiptoe into Isla's room to say goodbye, but she's fast asleep, her face peaceful in a way that twists something sharp in my chest. I walk over to her desk, scribble a short note, and slide it inside her violin case. I press a soft kiss to her forehead. Before I can second-guess myself, I head down to the garage. "May I help you, Miss Hart?" one of the security guards asks, tilting his head. "Yes," I say calmly. "I need to take my car to the airport. I'll be gone within 20 minutes, and you'll need to get the hell out of my way to make that happen." "Your car isn't available at the moment." "Well, then you've got 20 minutes to change that," I say, turning on my heel and walking toward the west corridor. Ryder's voice echoes as I near his office. Low, serious. "This isn't up for debate," he says. "If there's any deviation from the plan, I need to speak with you," I interrupt, stepping into the room. "Now." His eyes narrow, but he nods for his men to leave. "Give Miss Hart and me a few minutes," he says. "No more than 20. It'll take less than 5. No one questions him. They simply vanish, the door closing softly behind them. He locks it. "Good to see you up and moving again," Ryder says. "You won't need to lift a finger this week, considering what happened. But next week?" "Considering what happened." I cut him off. "Are you being serious right now?" He blinks, cool and unreadable. "I almost died, Ryder." I take a shaky breath. "And it's not the first time. Or the second. It's the 6th, if you're counting," he says calmly. "But you're alive. I always make sure of that. This isn't normal. You've never lived a normal life. I know enough to know normal isn't waking up every day wondering if you're about to be arrested or shot or caught in someone else's crossfire. Then maybe you should rest a little longer." "I'm not tired. I'm done." "With what?" "You, this job, this life." My voice cracks. "You're not who I thought you were." "Don't you dare compare me to your ex-husband." His tone darkens. "We're nothing alike. You're cold, unapologetic. You think you can fix everything with control or SX, and guess what? I'm not interested in either. I don't want you touching me ever again. I don't even want to see you. He cages me in with his arms, palms flat on the door behind me. I told you what this was from the beginning. No, you danced around the truth, fed me breadcrumbs. You followed them because you wanted what I offer. His voice dips low. You crave danger, just not the ugly kind. I wanted freedom, not fear. My breath is shaky. I can't live like this anymore. You're alive, aren't you? Barely. On your terms, watched, restricted, always one step away from vanishing, I step forward, pushing him back. I can't even leave the house without being followed. I thought this was about the bombing. It's about everything. I shove my fists against his chest. Everything. He catches my wrists, easily holding them still. I've never promised more than I could give, he says. If you built a fantasy around this, that's your mistake. Not mine. Do you even hear yourself? Loud and clear, and I've got a meeting to finish. You clearly need time to... I'm leaving you. I stare into his eyes. It's over. If that's how little you understand me, he says coolly, then go. You won't be missed. I don't look back. In the garage, the guard is waiting. Your suitcase is in the trunk, he says. Around what time should we expect you back? Never. I start the car and pull out fast, refusing to check the rear view until I'm nearly to the gate. Ryder stands on the balcony, watching. I floor it. The airport feels surreal. I don't belong here anymore, surrounded by crowds, announcements, the hum of ordinary life. The kind of life I want back. I stare at the kiosk screen, trying to search for flights, but tears blur everything. My throat is tight. My chest aches. I pull out my phone and scroll until I find my mom's name. I hesitate, then press call. It rings once, twice. Then her voice. Celine? Is that you? It's me. Oh, baby, are you okay? No, I whisper. I need to come home. Can I come home? Of course. When? In the next few hours. I'm at the airport now. I'll meet you there. Her voice is shaky. I love you, Celine. I love you too. Thank you. I end the call and wipe my face. A flight attendant at the counter smiles. Can I help you? I hand over my ID. 1 ticket home, please. First flight out. Well, she says, tapping her keyboard. You're in luck. 1 first-class seat left. Want it? Yes, please. Bag checked. Boarding pass in hand. I head for security, ready to leave Seattle, and everything it broke in me far behind.
Episode 24. Ryder, that same night. The engines of my private jet hum low, ready to carry Isla back to London. But the plane hasn't moved an inch. I sit in the back seat of my SUV with the window slightly down, my hands clasped tight, watching the horizon fade into a wash of rose and gray. Tarmac lights blink steadily against the coming night, but beyond them, there's nothing. Just the quiet swallowing of another day. Celine walked away. No hesitation. No thank you. No acknowledgement of what she's still breathing because of me. And she thinks there's something better out there? Some man who can actually protect her, who'll take a bullet without blinking, burn the world to keep her breathing? I grind my teeth. She didn't just walk. She treated me like I was the threat, like the same rules I bent, the boundaries I crossed to let her into my life, meant nothing. But before I can stew in that thought any longer, I realize the jet still hasn't taken off. I shove open the door and step into the cool night air, striding straight for the steps just as the pilot comes racing down, face pale. What's the delay? I ask, voice low. Miss Rochester's worse than we expected, sir, he says. She's refusing to calm down. She won't even sit. I glance past him, up the stairs to the cabin window. Isla's face is flushed, red from crying, her palms pressed against the glass. She's curled up like she's trying to vanish through it. Fuck. I take the stairs two at a time. The second she sees me, she launches herself into my chest. Please don't make me go, she sobs, trembling against me. Please, Daddy. I don't want to go back. My throat tightens. That guilt I thought I buried, it hits like a gut punch. Okay, I say quietly, holding her close. You're staying. Forever? I meet her tearful eyes and nod. Forever. I lift her into my arms, carry her off the plane, and take her home. Back where she belongs. Fire flickers in the main fireplace around midnight. The flames throw shadows across the floor, licking over the wooden body of a violin resting on the table. Isla is sound asleep in the next room, soft breaths rising and falling. But I can't sleep. Second glass of whiskey in hand, I let myself spiral through the checklist of jobs for the weekend. Again, 50 times over, and it's still flawless. Not a single loose thread. Knock. Knock. I look up. Chester. Mind if I join you? He asks. Only if you close the anteroom door before lighting that. He chuckles. Already ahead of you. He walks in, eyes drifting toward Isla's room, then closes the door with care. Lighting one of his precious Cubans, he takes a drag and sends a perfect smoke ring toward the mantel. I'll get right to it, he says. Miss Hart's safe. No tales except your men. Parents picked her up. I nod but don't speak. She won't even know she's being followed unless you want her to. Keep them close, just in case. He nods. Of course. Silence settles between us, punctuated by the hiss of the logs. I stare into the flames until I can't take the weight anymore. How long have we known each other? I ask. Too long, Chester replies, smirking. Long enough for me to say something that'd embarrass the hell out of me? Nope. He grins. Maybe in 5 more years. I try to laugh. It doesn't come. He takes a puff of his cigar and exhales. Want to hear my embarrassing truth first? Go on. I hated your parents. My brows rise. What? Not them exactly, he clarifies. Their dynamic, the toxicity, the chaos, that whole hot and cold obsession they wore like a badge of honor. He looks at me. Reminds me a bit of you and Miss Hart. They were together a lot longer than we were. He proposed after 4 weeks. Because he loved her that fast? No, he says. Because he couldn't stomach the thought of another man ever touching her. I nod slowly. Didn't know that. It tracks. Same as you. You pushed her ex out the second she showed up in your world. He did that himself. And once she was single, you made damn sure she didn't get 2 steps without your shadow or your security trailing her, he says. If you weren't mid-revenge plot, you'd already have me planning your wedding. She left me. She needed to. He taps ash into the tray. But I don't think she's done. Not really. That's what I wanted to ask. I finish my drink. You once said if she found out the real reason I knew her, she'd run. That she'd never look at me the same. I remember. You still think that? Chester doesn't answer right away. Things have changed, he says. But do you think she'd come back if she knew? I honestly don't know, I admit. I never thought she'd leave. Then what now? I stare into the fire. I don't think she'll come back on her own, I say quietly. Not unless I bring her back myself. Episode 25. Ryder. How I first met her. Several months ago. I sank into a rigid, over-polished chair, the kind more suited for display than comfort. Every surface in this house gleamed, sterile and showy, a place meant to impress, not to feel like home. Adrian Cole must think this illusion of sophistication makes him untouchable, that he can skim from me for years and hide behind soft lighting and soulless beige walls. He actually thought I wouldn't notice the steady siphon of funds he'd been draining from my accounts. I checked my watch. Any moment now, Adrian should be walking through that door. Headlights splashed through the windows, the garage door whined open. Polished loafers clicked against imported tile. And then, I flipped the lights on. "Good evening, Mr. Cole." What the hell? His briefcase thudded to the floor. "Who are you?" "Wrong question," I said calmly, leaning forward. "But I'll give you one more chance to try again. I'm feeling generous tonight." "I'm calling the police." He pulled out his phone. One of my men gave me a questioning glance. I shook my head. "Let him try." "I mean it," Adrian warned, putting the phone to his ear. "You should get out before this gets worse." "I'll leave after you return what you stole," I said. $36,468,078. His phone slipped from his hand and shattered against the marble. "Just give me the offshore account number and we'll be done here." I don't know what you're talking about," he stammered. "I haven't taken anything." The fear in his eyes betrayed him. "Your firm's Walt, Ewell, and Cole, right? You handle the client accounts?" He nodded slowly. "Then you definitely notice charging dead clients $200,000 a month, especially when that continues long enough to reach 8 figures. His face cracked. "Those accounts were mine," I said. "So you've been stealing from me. If I had more time, I could repay you." "How much time?" 6 months. Maybe more. Chester lifted his weapon slightly. I didn't stop him. "You want half a year to return money you stole over several?" I asked, stepping closer. "That's not how this works. I can offer collateral, real assets." "Like what?" "Your house? That's worth maybe $3 million. I don't dabble in real estate. Cars, stocks, CDs. I already knew everything he had. Not even $10 million. And none of it liquid." Then came the curveball. "My wife," he blurted. "Take her as collateral. To ensure I pay." Chester blinked. So did I. Most men beg me not to touch their families. He handed her over without a fight. Almost made me pity him. I jotted down a time and address on my card. 6 months. Bring every cent. Keep your wife. I'm not interested. I walked out first. My men vanished into the dark, one by one. Chester joined me by the car. "Why let them pretend they're innocent? Your father would have smashed his kneecaps and given him a week." "Because I don't need blood if fear will do the job." He nodded and walked off. I slid into my McLaren. Just then, a car pulled into the driveway across the street. She stepped out. Long navy dress, hair pulled high. Rachelful. She watered the flowers like she had all the time in the world. Like she wasn't trapped. Even from here, she glowed. She wore a wedding ring, of course. I stayed. I just watched. Weeks later. At first, I kept eyes on her to be thorough, to be sure she wasn't part of Adrian's theft. But that turned into something else. I began timing errands to catch glimpses of her outside her music shop, watching her string violins or adjust the soundboard of a cello. She was the one who restored Isla's instruments. That was our first tether, our silent link. I told myself that was all it was, but I wanted her to see me, just once. She never looked up. She's married, Chester reminded me one day as a delivery guy handed her a new batch of work. Focus on ending rush banks. Stop pretending you're some romantic. That reminder was enough. I let her go. Or thought I did. Weeks after the confrontation. A black BMW had been tailing me for nearly half an hour. I changed lanes. It followed. I exited off the freeway. So did it. I keyed a warning to my men. If the driver followed me onto my private road, we'd handle it. They did, still hugging my bumper all the way up to the gates. I got out, sidearm tucked beneath my coat, umbrella in hand. And there she was, Celine. Even more stunning in person. She froze, then threw her car into reverse and sped off like she'd seen a ghost. I watched until she vanished. Then I smiled. I changed my mind, Adrian. I want your wife.